Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. Morning, evening, afternoon. Morning, evening, afternoon, everyone. Okay. We're good. Okay. Yeah, we should be good. Okay. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all doing well this Tuesday? No, Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. That's why I'm freaking doing OS. Yeah, we should be good. I'm surprised that the score is not higher, but I guess it should be fine. Yeah. So hopefully, all you all doing well. Yeah, I'm just doing this because if I started, if I didn't do this before stream, well, if I didn't fully do this before stream, we were gonna spend like more or less like an hour doing this, right? So that'll cut into the AMPHOREUS talk. So that's why to get this out of the way, right? Because that's why he's late. What do you mean that's why he's late? I am literally technically slightly earlier than usual because I usually start at 1:45, but instead I, half past. But yeah, okay. No CZ on season 1. Okay, we're gonna pull for Yuki. If I do a freaking pull for, if I do pull for, oh well, we're gonna pull for Yuki obviously. I'm not sure if I'll do a season 1 run today. Maybe. I don't know. Because I'm not sure how long because I'd have to like look at the new season, right? Because I have no idea what the hell it is. Okay, so that's done. So we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. Although what I'm curious is, why the hell are they like rank 1 and rank 2 scores, like in Nirvana? Why the hell are they using both Coralies? And this is a strat that I don't know about. Well, obviously, baby, right? Because like both are using Coralie, both Coralies, which is kind of like weird. Yeah, the top 3 are using Coralie, both Coralies, and like I think the other ones aren't. Yeah, it's literally only the top 3. So I'm assuming there's like a strat which they know. Yeah, because everyone else is using the same team I did. Right? He's free to play. Yeah. He's free to play. Yeah, free to play with freaking SS triple S Vita plus 3 weapon. Yeah, free to play. Can you show me the Love Elf and Vita rotation in one team? Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that rotation. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can do it. Let me just, I guess, do it on this boss. Okay, let me get this to. Yeah, this boss should be fun actually. Training modes. You want Love Elf, Vita. That does work, right? Yeah, it does work. And who's your third? Who's your third member for this team? Your Corali's level 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming you don't have any other season 2 character. I mean, not season 2. Freaking part 2 character. What can I use? It has to be a character with symbiosis or Grail of Infinitudes. So symbiosis. That's not that symbiosis or right. White comment. Okay, that's not gonna be a thing. Okay, let me just do it with the base Coralie then. Let me just do it with base Coralie. So this Coralie. And I guess you're gonna be using you're gonna be using Entropy, right? Okay. Yeah, sure. Triple S difficulty. Yeah, this is training mode, right? Yeah, okay, it is training mode because otherwise I'm not. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you use Coralie just for the bonus, right? Because Rite of Oblivion will. Wait, hold up. Training. Yeah, use Coralie because Coralie. You see this, the team buff here, right? because Coralie is a Rite of Oblivion, she makes it to 3. But because she's not, let's say, doesn't have the symbiosis tag, it's just gonna be a weaker buff, this one. But you still got a buff, right? It's better than, not having 3-3 and it being like uh 2-3, right? Because then this doesn't even activate at all, right? So even if it's like a weaker buff, might as well just get the weaker buff than getting no buff. So yeah, that's why. Okay. Do we do Vita start? I guess I can. No. Wait, okay, hold up. Let me figure out how the hell would the rotation probably this be? What do you do? Yeah, something like that into Vita. Charge attack with Vita, right? To get the Stellar Outburst charge. Do an ultimate shot with her. Weapon active into ult. And then just do auto attacks, right? This thing is just doing face, right? So you can ignore this part, right? You just wait until when it, comes out of phase and then we'll continue. Oh my god, I am getting hit like a dumbass. Yeah, so now that you have still a bar of it, right? You activate it, do a Elisa 1, release your ult fully charged into weapon active to get the hearts. Actually, no, you don't, because now you don't have enough SP. Right, sorry, okay, sorry, that doesn't work, because that only works if you have the full buff. Sorry. That doesn't work if you have the full buff. I bet. You start with Coralie, because Coralie gives you a buff, right, when you use her weapon active. That's why I started with Coralie, right? Because you don't really want to switch back to her afterwards. So use this. Then do your Elisa rotation, right? And the reason why I didn't ult with Vita is because I didn't have the SP to ult with Vita. That's why. If I had the speed, then maybe it would have been, like, say, better, but it would be fine without it. You just do this for the mechanic. Okay. Sell outburst. For you, you just do immediately into the weapon active, right into the charged here. This is like so messy. How do you do it with this, right? Because without symbiosis buff, you lack the SP. Okay, and this boss dies way too quickly for me to show it. I guess let me use this fuck. Let me use the wolf. Because this guy won't die as fast. Okay, let me change this to this. Right. Since neither of these two have symbiosis, right? Vita doesn't have it. Does she? No, she doesn't have symbiosis. Okay. Ooh, the SP recovery then is a bit ass. Wait, let me check something first. Demon Resonance, Harmonized Shadow Stun Symbiosis. Would you play this as a... Hold up, wouldn't this then work as this? You then would play this as a Vita leader rather than Alicia. Because the issue with doing this with Alicia as a team leader is that you would then do the Grail of Infinitude Asturing playstyle. But because these two, both Vita and Coralie, don't have symbiosis, you kind of get cucked by not having SP in the actual burst rotation. Because you want SP so you can ult. Maybe this feels better. You told me to always Vita lead. Did I? Oh, did I? Okay, then that would make sense. In that case, you would still start with Coralie. Ult with Coralie here. Because this time you do have the SP for this. Into you. Just into a quick Alicia's thing, right? Then go into a Vita rotation. Sell outbursts with Vita, right? Do the punches. Ult with Vita. Switch to her. If you had the SP, I mean, this would work better if this fuck wasn't immune to ice. But he's immune to ice, so you can't reach an SP with Alicia there, right? So you technically against this, but you wouldn't really switch to Alicia. You do Coralie and then back to Vita. Because Alicia won't be able to do too much here. I don't have bursts ready right away. What? With Coralie? Oh, that's because I think it's because I have SS Coralie, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an SS Coralie thing. Hold up. What's Coralie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an SSS Coralie thing. I wish I could see like the previous ranks. Also, I told you mine's level 1 with nothing. Oh, true. True. Level up your Coralie. Level up your Coralie. Because you need her skills. If you have the mats to level her up, right? Level her up. And I guess you don't have any cubes, right, to make this. Because you had the cubes. If you had like spare whatchamacallit. What are they? Where is it? Yeah. If you had a spare of these things, I would say craft stigma sets. So craft Siloskovsky, right? Because you can just craft it, right? You don't have to pull for it. But I'm assuming you don't have any spare cubes, right? You can't buy her weapon. I mean, yeah, I mean that's unfortunate that they can't buy her weapon, but you can at least get this if you have the spare things, right? It doesn't matter if you can't, let's say, max the stigmas, right? Because you're gonna be cocked by cubes anyway. But only do this if you have like spare ones, right? Like if you already fully upgraded your other characters that need to be fully upgraded, right? And I guess I try. I mean, if you think you have enough pulls and you think you're lucky, you can try and pull for Coralie, who's gonna be in Banner. I think in next week is when they put Coralie into Banner again. Hold up, let me check. What's the calendar? Yeah, like if you think you're lucky, you can try and you luck with the Coralie banner. That's next week. Yeah, this is next week. If you think you're lucky. If you don't think you're lucky and don't have any spare pools, I mean, don't, right? Because it's gonna be RNG. But if you think you're lucky, I would recommend the Coralie one because she's Ride of Oblivion, right? And she does have useful tags. That's what makes it good, right? But if you don't think you're lucky, don't bother, like at all. But yeah, because I think after Alicia becomes Durando for this section, I think. But yeah, because I don't know about pulling for base Corley's weapon, right? Because can you even get it? Hold up, can you even get that weapon? It's like, is there any way you can even get this weapon? Hold up. Story part 2. Where was it from? Oh, was it from here? No. That did it for 120k asteroids, but it takes a month. What did they? Yeah, because this is where you got Corley from. For you could get her for free. And wait, you can still get it here. The hammer's here. Yeah, the hammer's here for Corley's weapon. Where's that? You go to part 2, right? So you go to start story, and you choose the first one. You choose this one, right? You click on it, and then it sends you to the part area, right? Then you click here where it says F2, and you go to chapter rewards up here, and you need to get these things by doing stuff in part 2, in the between chapters 1 and 3. And the first and the second reward you get is her weapon. Yeah, because I knew that they gave you her weapon for free, but I couldn't remember if the Stigmata was also still here. But yeah, it's just here, the weapon for Coralie. And you can also get a dupe of Coralie here too, right? And I guess it's like some more rewards here. The more you do part 2. Well, chapters 1 to 3 of part 2, right? You just, to get this stuff, you just need to, I think it's exploration stuff of the second map. Yeah, like you just do some of this stuff, right? And you get this thing. And with this thing, you get the rewards here. So, yeah, like I knew I wasn't crazy, that the thing was still here. The only thing that they removed was the fully upgraded Stigmata that you could get from here. But yeah, there's like also what 1, 2, I guess 2 cubes. It's I mean, it's not a lot, but it's cubes. Is the other chick somewhere too? What, Helia? Helia's weapon. I think Helia's weapon might have been gacha only, because I know Crowley was free. I think Helia might be gacha only. But the thing is, Foundry. Oh wait, no. That's the new one. Hold up. I think it might be gacha only for Helia's weapon, but I wouldn't really, let's say, focus on Helia's weapon, right? Because Helia is not as versatile as Corley. Because look, like Helia literally has this, right? Domain resonance. So she would only work on World Star team, right? While Corley, she can work in like any team because she's Rite of Oblivion. But she also has this, right? So she would work in World Star and Shadow Star teams. So not World Star. Well, she can work in any team, right? So I wouldn't really focus too much on like getting this thing for her. But the Corelli one is more useful, way more useful. Let's see. Helia's weapon, Helia's weapon, Helia's weapon. Weapon, weapon, weapon. Helia is a freaking rabbit shot. This one. No, it's this one. Yeah, you can't get this because it was from Gacha, but then like her freaking ban is never rerunning rights, and then they made it available from an event that you could get this for free. But that's a thing. a while ago, so yeah. I don't see the chapter. You should see it because the moment you start chapter part 2, it's literally chapters 1 and 3, right? So the moment you start part 3, sorry, chapter 2, sorry, words, literally what? Sorry, part 2, you immediately start in chapter 1, right? No, I said yeah. You just do like some of the tasks here, right? So progressing chapter 2, well, part 2, Jesus Christ, part 2, and if you do like some of the open world stuff in part 2, you get more of these, right? So you don't have to do too much to even get it right because you only need 400. So yeah. And there's like some more rewards here if you want them, right? So yeah. Yeah, because I knew I was insane. I knew I wasn't insane. But yeah, you can get it. You can get your quarterly weapon. Okay, let's get this. Okay. Okay, now we're good with impact that. No, okay, with database. Okay, we're good. Cool. Yeah, you got your weapon for quarterly. Okay, let me open up Stario. Alright. I forgot to apparently yesterday for Uma. Hold up. Thanks. No problem. No problem at all. Because I remember that being a thing because that was like one of the a really nice thing at the start of part 2, right? Since at the start of part 2 we had 0 cubes that we needed to upgrade the weapon and the stigmata, and we had to upgrade 3 characters, right? We had to upgrade Senadina, Helia, and Corley. But with no cubes, it was kind of like, oh, that's gonna be rough, right? But the nice thing was that we got Corley's weapon fully upgraded for free, and also we got our 4 stigmata set fully upgraded level 50, which made things much easier. But yeah. Yeah, okay, no. Okay. We're just gonna do, do the free 10 pool, right? But they sent out like a really neat thing yesterday for Uma, which was like, damn, okay, I didn't expect it, because technically you have to buy it. But they sent out, okay, hold up, where is it? Where is it? Alright, it's over here. Oh my god, how do I access my inventory? Okay, here it is. They sent out... Is it here? No, it would be in other, right? No, it's not. What the fuck is it? They sent out these 2 things. The uncapped crystal, rainbow uncapped crystal, and gold uncapped crystal. And what that is that you can pick any SSR card that you have. So example, for me, I'm missing 1 copy of Kita-san for MLB Kita-san here. And I can just, I can use it, and it's basically a free copy, right, of any SSR that you have. So if you're like missing 1 copy for, an MLB, it's like really great. That's why. Wait, hold on. Wait. The other crystal basically does the same thing, but instead of being for a SSR, it works for any SR. So if I wanted to MLB this Agnes Digital, I just use this, right? So you get one, it's basically a dupe of any SR and the dupe of any SSR, which is like really nice. Because technically this was a thing, this was meant to be a reward for the 1st anniversary. But instead they gave it to us for free for the half anniversary, which is like really nice. Okay, now give me this copy. Or give me a copy of Kita-san Black. That would work too. Wait, hold up. Did I see rainbow? I see rainbow. Hold up. Wait, I see rainbow. Please, no Raishao. Please no Raishao. Please no Raishao. Please no Raishao. Please no Raishao. Nice nature. Oisu. Oh, sorry, Jesus Christ. Okay, Nice Age is not too bad. Because this is actually not a bad card. Yeah, this card is not that bad. Ramp up and on your left. That's not that bad. What is Senna's rotation? If you have her leveled up, dodge to trigger her evasion. As in, you don't have to evade anything, it automatically triggers it. Then do auto attack, weapon active, auto attack into weapon active. Very cool. Okay, why am I sending more pulls into this? What is wrong with me? Nothing. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just get MLB Kita-san, because that MLB Kita-san is such a good thing for me. Because I also have MLB Sweet Tosho from yesterday's pools. So yeah, we are happy. Hell yeah. Ooh. We are happy campers. Plus 80 specialty priority, right? Ooh, that's so nice. That's so good. Okay. Oh, also, yesterday I said that, that it's really nice that, they made it so that, you can do multi for this daily, right? So it's just like quick, you don't have to, do 6 separate runs in a row, right? It just does it at once, which is like really nice. It's such a time saver. What I didn't also realize that they did was team trials. They did the same thing for team trials. Because the annoying thing with team trials is you have to do each race individually, right? Which was such a pain in the ass. They did you start your team trial. And then you can do just a quick mode. And it basically just does all of the races. How the fuck did I lose? Oh. And it just does all the races and you're done with quick team trials. It is... we got a good amount of, let's say, quality of lives for Uma in this patch, which is really nice. Annoyingly, one of the things we didn't get is they didn't increase the amount of borrows you can get, right? Because it's still set out only as, let's say, 2 borrows? 3 borrows, right? Okay, let me just do that right. Yeah, still only as 3 borrows, which is annoying, but I would say like a good amount of, let's say, the quality of life changes they did is really nice. So yeah, I'm getting the motivation to play Uma again because I have not done the new scenario just yet. But yeah, obvious quality of life. Yeah, some of this quality of life should have been from the start, right? But it's nice that we got them rather than having to wait even longer, right? So that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, I guess hold up. Where is this thing? Okay, I guess let me open up CZN. Oh my god. Cloud Pundit, piss off. Where the fuck is my CZN? Oh, there it is. Oh my god. Do we do? No, no. Okay, I guess let me go on CZN for a bit. Chaos Zero Nightmare. I didn't get her in 50 pools. Who? Yuki? You should have more than 50 pools, no? Oh, well, good thing I logged in a bit earlier so I can do this, my daily stuff. Oh, wait. Mistranslation occurred in 15 in J. Okay, oh, no shit. There were so many mistranslations for English. This has been corrected with the November 12 update. Yeah. 200. This is like nothing, by the way. This is just one. This is just one pool. It's like, And these are the level up rewards, right? Yeah, these are like some of the level up rewards. So it's like, no, it's like pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, so this is the season 1, right? The Forbidden Catalyst. Ooh. Undetermined Ego Crystal. Yeah, this is the... I think this is what you can use to, basically, well, basically get a dupe of any character, right? Archive, sure. Jesus Christ, look at those tits. And, okay. She has like a piercing on her tongue too. So it's like, ooh, okay. Sure. Is that mentioned on Twilight Abyss? Yes. The mention you do this, which is like, your first 10 floors of any Abyss, right? This never changes. And then you do this as, that's your resetting Abyss. Yeah. I just haven't bothered with it, to be honest. Mainly because I've been lacking materials to upgrades. So, yeah. And I'm going to lack even more materials to upgrade again. So, yeah. Okay, okay, let's take away the bad luck by doing a 10 pull in the standard banner. Oh my god. Wait, hold up. What do you mean? What did I get? Analyze it's a male. I mean, sure, whatever. It's a new character. Male debuff, sleep. He's a male, which is kind of like ass, but whatever, it's fine, it's fine. Maybe there's justice. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Now we have 63 pools plus 13k crystals, right? Damn, they're literally just hanging out. Okay. Let's end it. Let's end it. Imagine it's the first 10 pool. Okay, no, it's not. What's this? Oh, Neo. Okay. You. Oh no, that like okay. I just never had never gotten a Neo. Okay, sure. So that's 10. This is 20. Oh. Oh. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Okay. Okay, another Neo. No one cares about Neo. I'm getting blue board here. Oh my fucking god. I mean, there's another Veronica. So Veronica dupe. It's not the worst. And that was an early too, right? Because that was 20 pulls. Jesus. That was 20 pulls in what? Nia. Huh? So we got the Veronica in 30. In 30 pulls is what we got that Veronica. So it's not that bad. Veronica. Yeah, I mean, I have like two Veronicas. I mean, yeah, that was my second Veronica. Again? Oh, okay, no. Okay, stop giving. Oh, I guess because Nia's like upgrade, right? Okay, so that was 10. And this is guaranteed. We just hit early. 10. Okay. That's 20. This will be 30. Just hit early and we are a happy duckling. Fuck you. Stop giving me Nias. At least, actually, not. I'd rather have Nia than fucking Lucas. So sure. You're not sure. A 30, 40. Okay, now I'm gonna be dragged into pity. Okay, okay, 40. This will be 50. Actually, you know what? Let's finish all these pulls. 50. Okay. Let's just finish off the single so we can do like clean 10 pulls. Actually, wait, why did I do that? It would count them anyway. Oh, what is wrong with me? That'll be 53. This will be 64. Oh my god, I'm being dragged into pity, huh? Wait, what's the Garen? Oh, okay, so we should start to have been hitting soft pity now. Sure. Sure, Yuki will come here. Yuki will come here. I mean, we got taken to pity, which is annoying, but we can get a double. We can get a double. Who the fuck cares about Lucas? Oh, she's gonna be at the end, isn't she? Oh my god. Ooh, ooh. Jesus Christ. They're just hanging, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, she does have a nice design. Double? Nah. Okay, okay. So we got a Yuki, and we got, I guess, a Veronica dupe, right? So that's not that bad. Wait, what does Veronica dupe even do? Bombardment prep reload is increased by 2. Oh, no idea what that means because I haven't really played her yet, but what matters right now is, wait, how many dupes of freaking year did I even get? Oh my god, I didn't even freaking get her max. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but I mean, that doesn't matter. It's not like I was ever going to play Nia. Okay, where's Yuki? Ooh. Damn. Okay, okay. What the fuck is she, by the way? Is she an attacker? Oh, she is an attacker. Okay. Now, would I be stupid in pulling her partner? I think technically pulling her partner is a waste, right? Because technically the buffs aren't that significant. But I do have like the pulls for it, right? That's what kind of like making me like maybe we do it. Wait, you can get these from here? I did not know you could get these from here. Huh. Okay. Ministry Index. Cool. Can I buy more? No, I can't. Okay. Research facilities. Let me just max. I guess let me go just get this into this. And then I guess increase the daily recharge amount of hourglass time by 2. What the hell's hourglass of time? I'm actually not sure. What is hourglass of time? Yeah, I have no idea what that is to be honest. Okay. So many off-stream hours. Want some back. Oh, that thing. I've never even used that thing, by the way. Okay. Is it this even worth it? Westcott, what does it do? Okay, like, can I preview Westcott? How am I gonna... Here? Oh, here it is. Attack of the design combatant drawn through the combatant's ability gains 25% damage amount for 1 turn. Increases the damage amount of that same combatants that have inspiration by 10. Okay. Move one card from the hand to draw pile. Draw one of the assigned combatant's cards. Ah, that doesn't sound that bad. But it also doesn't feel like it sounds broken either, right? It sounds fine. Hmm. Yeah, it sounds fine. We know how this ends. No, 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 no. I don't feel like it's worth getting this. So we're fine. We are not dirty pigs here. I say that, and though I am tempted to do another temple, but no, 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 no. Okay, let me see. Oh, God. Wait. How am I gonna upgrade her? By the way, hold up. How am I gonna upgrade her? I don't have any pools. I mean, any materials, because I was like leveling up Veronica, but these are all of my XP mats. And this is not even gonna be level 50, is it? Oh my god, it's not even level. Oh wait, it is level 50. Oh boy. How is this a free to play account? This is a free to play account, that's the thing. It is literally a free to play account. It's just that. Um yeah, I've been lucky. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've done all my pulls on stream. You know, I am actually quite sure I've done all of them on stream. So yeah. Bro, I'm not gonna have anything to upgrade her with. Um how far can I get her? Hold up. Oh, that's how I can get her. Oh, that's bro. Like farming this is such a pain because you don't even get that many per run. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. This. Oh my god, I don't have jack shit. Okay, sure. I drew all Mika cards, which is no point using this. Like, can I get some Yuki card, some Haru cards? Okay, just go for that. Let's go for this. We do another anchor point. Doesn't kill. It's fine, I guess. Just go with this. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, I thought that was the last one. Oh, this almost kills. Oh, it does kill. Cool. Because it crit. Okay. Nice. Okay, you literally from 3 runs you get what 10 of these, which is like nothing. It's not even enough to do to get to level 30, which is like the annoying thing. Because I was a freaking. I would understand if she was like level 40, right, to get to 50. But the freaking second to last difficulty of this one barely gives you any. What we got 10 from 3 runs. What? So we got three. It gives you like 3 to 4 per run, which is nothing. It's actually so annoying. Okay. Ooh, wait, what? What do I do? Oh, policy. Oh, the more policies you do, the more things you do. Got. Okay. Wait, hold up. Wait. Chat. Uh, didn't in the in the patch notes for CZN, didn't they say, or in the live stream, didn't say that season one will give us like 200 pulls, right? Dennis maybe putting for this not the worst. No, 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 it's worse. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. We don't do that. We don't do that. Okay. Daily already reset, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. 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 I think we go to CZN. We did our pulls. We got we got Yuki, even though we technically lost, but um, it was an early loss, so that's like the really nice thing. Read the save note guide. Read the save note guide. Sure. I guess let me bring it back up. Save note guide. Yeah, let me just open up the game. Okay. Did they add something to that? Okay. All right. And also, isn't next week the no? Is it next week or is it the week after that? Uh, the Organized Zenford beta should come out, right? Hopefully, I get them there. Okay. Help on the right of the middle brain icon. Save data is a device to function. Assuming you're talking about this, right? Let's see. Save data function. Yeah. It's a from the nightmare. The equipping save data allows you to expand. Yeah, okay, we know that. In TV, yep. Unrecognizable memory. Yeah, that's like not. They revealed the numbers, did they? Am I blind? Hold up. Build memory record element in which 100% data points parts are saved. Build memories is a record in which data is point random includes things like that's like the annoying thing. Data's save data tier. The deeper you explore the high risk chaos, the more vividly fleeting combat experiences are remembered, resulting high and so the higher difficulty, the more you save. The value of the save data is determined by the difficulty of the chaos explored and is reflected in the form of tiers. Save data increases, type of code configuration. In nightmare mode, the value of obtainable save data increases by 1 tier level. Okay. A faint acquisition cap for one data is 30 points. The cap is increased by 10 points with each tier level. Okay. Okay. All feigned memories are recorded visually into save data with equal probability. The recording process continues until the value of the acquired feigned memories reaches the tier cap. The higher the tier of the save data, the more feigned memories it can store, depending on the type of entry. Okay, neutral cards come for 20 points, while monster card counts for 80 points. If a card experiences an epiphany, an additional 10 points is added. What? So you want to have like monster cards, right? And neutral cards? Right? So you can increase the tier cap, so the memory tier also increases, right? Divine Epiphanies count as 20, also Divine apply to unique cards. The first card removal counts for 0 points. From the second card removal onwards, each counts for 10 points, 30 points, and 50 points. Oh, that's from the fifth card removal onwards, each counts as 70 points. If a card is removed, if the removed card is a starting card or an epiphany card, an additional 20 is added. Card removal is affected by removal time not included in the calculation. They are too expensive. Monster cards are never worth. Yeah. I mean, like, I know I tried to like get any monster card anyway. So that means you don't really want to say remove a card. For let's say like Miko with Whirlpool, right? You don't really want to immediately remove it, right? I guess you want to wait until it gets an epiphany and then remove it, right? Because then it'll be worth more. The first card duplication counts at 0. From the second card duplication onwards counts 10, 30, 50, respectively. Okay, similar to removal. If the original card has a point affecting element, such as the Divine Epiphany, the duplicate costs same cost modifier. Huh. The first card conversion counts for 10 points. If the converted card has a point affecting element, the element is also counted in. If the converted is removed, the card is. Oh, okay. Forbidden cards count for 20 points and are saved with 100%. Forbidden cards count for 20 and are saved as a 100% chance, so you will never lose the forbidden cards. Tier 10 is 120. That's really easy to get to, no? Yeah, I feel like 120 is really easy to reach. Even if say the save data such as the same configuration, differences in recording processes may result in variation in calculated points. If a monster card is acquired and then removed, the acquisition will not be recorded in the save data while the card removal will be. As a result, though save data appears identical to one which no card was acquired, it is calculated having a greater value. Yeah, this is where you delete stuff. So let's say you get a monster card which is worth 80. If you delete it, so I guess also the more you delete, also the higher your. I see. I'm assuming someone's. I'm assuming probably in like a few days, someone will probably make like an optimized of like how many you want to delete per run, and how many you don't want to, and how many you want to acquire, right? To optimize this. Interesting though. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's good that it's more clear on how the rules are for save data. You can count it yourself. Yeah, I mean you can count it yourself, right? But are you really going to? I mean, I guess you can. Oh wait, hold up. One thing I want to check. Hold up, where's Yuki? I kind of want to check what her wallpaper art is. Let me get this because I can't just give her. I need to get to 10, right? Okay. What's my biggest save? My biggest save isn't that big, if I'm being honest. Let me see. Hold up. What is it? Oh wait, I guess we saw this in the live stream, didn't we? Oh, we can preview the other ones too. They're very cute. Ooh. Eh. No, it's not. Eh. Ooh, the Maribel one. Ooh, the Selena one too. Okay, what the fuck is the Cassius one? Sure. Okay, let me put Yuki. Ooh. All right. In terms of saves, the thing is, even if it's like a big save, because let's say for my Calipe, technically this is my biggest save, right? This one. But I feel like it's worse in comparison to this save. Because this is a 38k save. 38k TB. Right? But I do think it's worse in comparison to this save. And this is, what, 9k less? Vain memory 50 points, 60 points. Let me check Haru. This is a 31k points. She has, I mean, 37 is the highest, right? Though, was this one? This is 70. That's a. This is a 20? Huh. Really? I guess this is a 20. Okay. 20, 50, 40, 70. I mean, I guess this is also not bad. Retain 20%, 25% crit chance for the anchor shot. Yeah, but the thing is, it's a. I think no. This was no. This wasn't from storage stage. This is 11. So this is. I know this one was from storage stage. But I don't like this one. I don't like this FX for anchor shots. What's the hardest stage I can do? I haven't done too many chaos runs. I mean, think I've already done like one or two of these, right? 0 runs. I need to progress on this, to be honest. Yeah, I need to do this because I'm pretty sure I did a tier 5 already, didn't I? Yeah. Oh wait, no, yeah, I need to do this. Save Valley tier 7. I think I can do 6. I'm not sure if I can do 7, if I'm being honest. But this sounds like hell. This sounds annoying. 70 would be 90 points. Yeah. But also the you know what, Sean? You know what, Sean? Fuck it, let's try and do it. We'll only do, I guess, 3.4 today. Sure. Yeah. Well, the run will maybe take like 30 minutes. Skip up gear to save cards. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I guess I also showed it, right? Yeah. With the higher tier, the more elements it can store. Wait, hold up. Let me. There's no point in. Alright, I need to farm this stuff, right? So I can get this. And power anchor. Is this still bugged, by the way? Because I remember hearing that this is bugged. Slashing upward slash doesn't really matter because you want to delete that. Water barrier. I mean, the health one's not too bad. Alright, I need to try and give some of them proper gear. What up? Because I can just give her this. Crit chance, extra damage, you recovery. Let me just give her this. Damage over time, extra damage. Eagle recovery. I don't think there's any point in upgrading these ones. Because if I recall, it's 2-2, right? Quick chance health attack. Let's just get double health. Void health attack. Sure, let's just get this. The hell is this? Okay, I do not care about that. And defense, sure. He doesn't have many firing fragments. Oh, freaking Miko, right? Just what equip recommended, right? Max HP and increases basic damage with shield and healing. Whatever. Did you farm a set? Not really. I've not farmed too much because I've run out of other resources first. Increase max HP. I mean, no real other option, right? Okay, let's see. We got. I guess we got top right because I feel like I would just die if I go this way. Because we're gonna fight an elite anyway, and I think fighting. Yeah, let's just go top. Splitting resources. No, 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 no. I just didn't think the resources would be that bad when I started playing the game, which I guess was my mistake for thinking it wouldn't be that bad. 9-2-3-2, and then my clip is gonna take the brunts. Okay. Give me the thing. Oh, okay, it's on this. Okay. Okay, let's get that healing. Kill with this. This doesn't matter which side we go. Oh, this one the key. Decrease health by 20%. Event encounter key found. Sure. Left, right, or middle? I'm feeling like the right. When they're using that with 2 or more, 3 agony. I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, we can take it. We can probably like get out of it later, right? Because we don't care too much about agony. Oh, he's dead. Okay, let's just get the rest for the recover. Okay. Kazura, Holy Crusaders, yeah. Select or remove one card. Select 1 to 3 when run natural cards. Increase max damage. Let's remove one card already. There was card from here. I think it's lashing, right? It's the one that it's most annoying to get here. Actually, maybe. No, let's get rid of lashing. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just put this into. Just give me the epiphany. Oh, it's in this. Perfect. Okay. This should be. Okay, retain. Okay, oh boy. Let's see. Oh, it's this one. Hmm? Oh, really? Sure. Oh god, it's a divine for this immediately. Okay. Let's see. The vulture is in the hand, cost +1, damage and 100% tenacity damage. It's just a tenacity. Yeah, it's just tenacity, right? Reuse this. Hmm? Oh, I didn't even realize it gets retrieve. Oh, okay. I did not notice that got retrieve. Interesting. Can you just do this again, right? Healing 100% on healing. When own card is used one way for one turn, two way. We just got this right. If I use this, it becomes. Yeah, okay, should be fine. This plus 3 moral. Uh, what it might be a bit more, but I guess not. And yeah, bonus. 140 shield. No, that's not worth it. Yeah, no. If we could sell it, that would be nice, but we can't. When using above card, deal 150%. No, just extract it. Sure. Oh, okay, so we're fighting an elite regardless of where we go. We're fighting two elites regardless of where we go. Okay. Roll. Oh, God. Let's just go inside. Oh, we're gonna get sacrificed. Counter cultists, brew of initiation. In case of the battles, 10 elixir mutation. Create one transient mutation into this god power. Let's just kill the cultists. Technically, the second one was the safest one, right? Because we could sell the item. Forcibly obtain a curse card mutate and select it. When this card is in the hand upon use 15% fixed damage on all allies. Okay, now fuck it. We can get rid of the thing. Part 2 is cool, but feels kind of clunky. Yeah, the start of part 2 is a bit clunky. That is indeed true. Let's get the pivot in Haru. Anchor points up. Maybe we should have increased our max HP. I didn't realize we won at 4 HP. Okay, When this card is in hand upon use, 50% fixed damage. Yeah, just don't use it. 4 hits. Wait, did I? These are gonna hurt. Okay, we did Greatest Aquila, Power. He's just freaking taking my cards, isn't he? I wish, like... It doesn't show me, does it? I guess got each turn. Yeah, we're just gonna lose all our attack cards. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We are just gonna use... Because there's like no anchor shot to obtain. Wait, did I just use the wrong one? Hold up, did I just use the actual wrong thing? Yeah, yeah, I mean there's like no anchor shots to get. I guess we could have played this like... Slowly losing everything. Oh my god. If the water shot into a upper slash, the mutates might hit a bit. No, it doesn't. She's gonna lose it. No, anchor shots is a bit. What the I guess we have to kind of outlive this. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna die in the turn after anyway, because we've had like one attack per turn, which has been a bit annoying. Okay, just lost all those chances. Did you finish your account missions? Which missions? But nothing was made from that. Okay. Oh, I am just dead, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just literally dead. Oh, well, I should have read that he was taking my things, and because I lost anchor shot at the start and die. Well, these NPCs are all different. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Having no anchor shot to kill is like so annoying. Yeah, we're dead. That's an annoying. We couldn't get like a horror ego here. Oh, so and yep. Yeah, I should have checked and not use anchor shot immediately. That was actually no, we could just delete the memory to be honest. Yeah, like yeah, like we lost anchor shot at the start. That's actually so annoying losing anchor shot immediately there. And I'm assuming you're talking in terms of account missions. You're talking about where is it again? Uh, this thing, right? I need to do more of the fragment simulations because I just haven't done them. So which one's this one again? Oh, this. Yeah, I guess I need to do 6 more runs of this to get to the next site. Yeah, I haven't done that. 3 cures a day isn't enough. Yeah, it's not really. Oh, hey, Azrael, how are you? Hope you've been well. Yeah, that was scuffed. Why did I use? That's actually annoying. I actually losing my damage skill to start, and then just using the next damage skill immediately after. Yeah, that was not good at all. Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I'll bash my head into it later. You're sick. Well, I hope with whatever you have, it isn't too bad. Or yeah, I guess you get better soon, right? Because who the hell likes being sick? Let me wait. Hold up, I haven't logged into Stellar Story. I need to quickly log in before the resets. Oh boy, I have not had time. Yeah, I haven't really had too much time in the past 24 hours to do shit. Oh boy. What do you like? Hopefully you get better, Azrael. Okay, let's see. All right. Where is it? I mean, I said that it was going to be on Friday, right? But I guess they now announced it. SS Corley. Ooh, nice. Congrats on the SS Corley. Yeah, and then like I said, like you can get her stigmas, right? If you have like spare cubes. So it's like you can get a full set Corley. So it's not too bad. All right, and yeah, like I guess they announced the thing, right? The special program on Friday, which Oh god, we're really watching two special programs on Friday, aren't we? We're watching the Woo and then the ZZZ special program, and then next week we're watching another special program, being the Genshin live stream. Oh my god! No! Friday is not an early stream. Friday is not an early stream. We'll watch the stuff at the usual, the usual time. We're not doing an early stream on Friday. Hell no, can't do it. Yes, Azriel. What do you mean, ew? I can't always do a freaking midday stream. You had a weird dream last night. What did you dream of? Oh, there was like one more thing that showed up that I can't remember off the top of my head now. Oh, right, the sorrow thing. Oh yeah, like here it is. Hold up, I remember. Your favorite card from the game was in it. Uh-huh. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right. They released this, right? So it's kind of like basically calendar months, right? And I think this is technically for next year, or is it this year? But essentially, where is the thing? Where is this one? And supposedly something's meant to, because people notice that the 12 is the only is when the AMPHOREUS, let's say, symbol is it, right? Like in the other calendars, it doesn't have like any symbol, and it's only this one, right? And the date which it aligns with is November 12th. And people are saying that, I mean, it's already November 12th, right? But people are like speculating that um AMPHOREUS is gonna not restart, but continue on November 12th. But today's November 12th, right? And let's say nothing has really happened. And I think there was something to do with, in the Cyrene thing, it went up to like 86%. And apparently 86 is like meant to be like a reference to 11/12, which, is also for November 12th, which is weird and slightly interesting, right? I don't know. Supposedly, November 12th should be important for AMPHOREUS. Um, Although nothing has happened so far, so I don't know what exactly, let's say, it's meant to be, right? Also, I guess the funny coincidence, right, is that November 12th is literally the day after when technically in Impact Third, it's Alicia's birthday, because Alicia's birthday in Impact Third is 11/11. So the fact that it's on November 12th is kind of like, surely that's not a coincidence that the AMPHOREUS thing is the day after, right? Okay. That's it. That's it. Oh wait, okay, right. This is why I came to tell. So let me quickly do quick dailies. Okay. What was I needing? What was I gonna do? What was I doing? What was I doing? What was I doing? Right. Okay, I need to get more. No, I have way more than enough of that. Where's she? Okay, let me get this. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, level 30. Oh, I did not even realize I got to level 30. Ah, for fuck's sake. Wait, that means I need to... farm these. Yay! Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see. Not enough time to do this run, so let me just do the quick battle for extra hearts since we did this. We'll do the. We'll try and do ultimates. Maybe tomorrow? Let me just quickly do this one. Dispatch again. Yes, here's a dispatch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, the Celestar update is actually very quickly, aren't they? Perfect. And we're done. Okay, so yeah, apparently okay, we're level 30. So not too bad, not too bad. And this no, okay, this not running out. And let me quickly collect this. Oh, and I guess that's the and okay, that is the end of the thing. Cool. No, 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 no. No, no, no. As much as I want to, let's say, make that stupid mistake, no, 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 no. Okay, that's done with Stella. Okay, cool. Let me get out of Stella before I get tempted to do it again. To do another temple in the fucking standard character. Or a character from standard banner. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, wait, shit, I should have set this to run while I was doing that, because we need to kill Sunday. Where the hell is Sunday? I think we need to kill Sunday. Don't we need to kill Sunday for something? She's Max. Oh, we need to kill Sunday for this. Right. Okay. Do we need to let's do 2 runs. Let's just do 2 runs. Does this seem fine for Sunday? Yeah, let's do Sunday on Sunday violence. That's fine. Maybe there'll be a secret in 3.8. Maybe. I mean, there's also a chance that, they randomly release something midway the patch, right? That could also be a thing. But, yeah. I mean, we know that AMPHOREUS is not done. Well, we know that AMPHOREUS still, let's say, has some extra stuff to do, right? We'll go back to Penacony with Dahlia and rewind the whole AMPHOREUS. Yeah, okay, but that doesn't work. Because what does going to Penacony have to do with AMPHOREUS? Also, I'm pretty sure what's gonna happen in AMPHOREUS is that we're gonna go to not AMPHOREUS, Penacony for 3.8. Is we're gonna go to Penacony and see a memory bubble, right? And seeing what happened after everything we did in Penacony, right? And it's gonna be about Constance, right? Dahlia, Firefly, I'm pretty sure. Because I don't expect it to be, let's say, the Dahlia or story or whatever it's going to be, for it to be too related to what happened in AMPHOREUS. It should be an aftermath of Penacony, if anything else. Which I guess is fine, right? Because some people do, let's say, want more Penacony, which, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Penacony wasn't that bad. No, that's just a coincidence. Let's see, let's see. All right, also, what the fuck was my freaking 1500 gems? I was meant to get 1500 gems from Uma. And do I need to star up the hammer? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't use cubes, right? It only uses its Honkai shards. I mean, if you have spare Honkai shards, go ahead. But you don't really need to star it up. Unless you mean the dupe system, then I would recommend. Because if you if you get +3 in the weapon, you get damage amp for your party. So that is kind of worth it. No, the upgrading, it's not too necessary, in my opinion. if you don't have like a spare cubes, because I think that uses cubes. I can't remember if weapon does. Actually, no, I don't think it does. It uses Honkai shards. Yeah, but if you have spare Honkai shards and materials, go ahead, right? But if you don't, it's fine. It is perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure there's not a pre-owned version of the hammer. That hammer does not have a pre-owned version of it. Does it? Wait, does that hammer have a pre-owned? I actually don't remember. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah, no. Okay. Because I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that hammer does not have a pre-owned. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's too necessary to fully upgrade that thing. If you can, go ahead, but I wouldn't say it would be a priority if you have other things to upgrade. Alright. Okay, let this finish. Oh my god, I'm so tempted to just start chapter 10 EX for Impact Third, but no. We shall wait. We shall wait um until we finish talking about AMPHOREUS. Once we finish talking about AMPHOREUS, then we'll start chapter 10 EX. Sorry, not 10 EX, chapter 10. Because I know if I started, we're not going to finish AMPHOREUS stuff. I'm just going to forget about it. Streams are too short. Well, I mean, I could technically make it so that streams start at 6 rather than quarter to 6, but it's not always consistent, right? For me to be able to do that. And yeah. I mean, technically, I can vary day by day, right? Because sometimes I can start at 5, and then, but usually at 6. It's a bit inconsistent. You start at 7. I mean, I start at quarter to 7. But I could technically make it so I can consistently more start at 6:30 to 6, right? Because for example, tomorrow I can start stream probably around 5, right? Yeah, I can probably start stream around 5 tomorrow. I should have enough time to do that. Yeah, tomorrow get home like at 4:30. So yeah, I am capable of doing that tomorrow. Uh, what do I need to? Okay, wait. I should probably max this one first, right? Oh my god, I need this. Uh, quick farm. All right, right. We can just do the quick farm thing. Ooh. Yeah, no, wait, hold up. If tomorrow I start at 5, then we can definitely most likely get through 3.4, 3. No, we'll do 3.4 today. I definitely do 3.4 today. We can then probably definitely get through 3.5 and 3.6 tomorrow. Then on Friday, yeah, and then on Friday, we watch the 2 live streams, which should take around more or less 2 hours, and then do 3.7? Maybe. Because on Friday I can't start earlier. On Friday I'd have to start around 6. I can't start it earlier than that. One more time. Okay. Continue farming, because I'm going to need more than just that. Okay. So we can max this. I don't think we need to care about auto attack. Okay. When number initially has max HP equal to 50% of highest is max HP when highest in or little equal provides healing, little equals damage increases by 70%. And this goes up to, I'm guessing 80%ish? Yeah. Okay, I don't think this one's too necessary. We can get this to is level 4, right? And then the rest is kind of like whatever. Yeah, okay. I think we're more or less done with Hyson, right? Because she gets 200 speeds once we are in fight, so we're done with her. We need to get 11 speed here somewhere, somewhere, and somehow. And I have no idea how to do that. I mean, getting a 10th. No, no. What am I doing? Am I ill? No, no, no. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How have I not used up 800? Wait, how am I meant to use up 800 in one day? Sure. After game. No, 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 no. I will be honest. I will be honest. Something I've realized. I feel like ever since I started streaming, I've become more loose in just doing random pulls. I will be honest, since starting streaming, because I do remember before I even streamed, before I started streaming last year, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna pull. Like, I know I'm not gonna pull until like next banner, right? But then ever since I started streaming, I've slowly and slowly and slowly over time becoming more loose with like just doing 10 random pulls, which is not good because I don't freaking I am predominantly free to play in a lot of these games. Mm. Also more lucky. Okay, no, 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 no. You can't say also more lucky. You've seen my impact third pulls. I wouldn't say my impact third pulls are me being lucky now. No, 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 no. You know that's bullshit. Um, it's our fault. I mean, I'm not saying it's your fault or chat's fault, but yes. Okay. Okay. Lost on 100% banner. Okay. Okay, you can't lose on 100% banner, but freaking getting straight to full pity is like, kill me. Okay. So, so. Where did we get up to yesterday? So we did the Aquila stuff, right? Yeah, we did Aquila stuff because we looked at Pori. Oh god, chapter 3.4. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This. Okay, how's 3.4 only this? Wait, hold up. That is not real. Why is 3.4 only this? I guess technically right. I mean, okay, technically 3.4 is technically only that. I can see why they put it like that there. I can see it. I can see it. What does it show here? Well, I guess 5. Yeah, okay, literally the same. Interesting. Okay. I guess let me freaking bring up the channel. Because how many? Um, wait, I think I did 3.4 in one stream. Hold up. I think 3.4 onwards is like when I started doing, kind of started pushing HSR to do in one stream, for some reason. Yeah, yeah, yeah. From 3.4 onwards is where I did HSR. I started to do HSR story in one long stream. Cause let's see. 3.4 was that in 6 hours and a half. 3.5 was 7 hours. 3.6 was. Oh no, never mind. I split 3.6 into two um into two streams. Okay. And then 3. And then 3.7 was 9 hours long, 3.7. Right. Hopefully no hate watches that day. Hmm. I don't remember. I don't remember for the love of me. Okay. So I guess before we start. Huh? Yeah, I guess before we start, give me like give me like a minute so I can use the so I can go take a piss. And then what's up? Okay. Be back, chat. Okay, okay, okay. Back. Let's see, let's see. You know what? I actually want to. Okay, let me actually get a good listen on. What's it called again? What is this thing called again? Iron Tomb theme. Because I actually don't remember what the hell Iron Tomb theme is. Okay, why is it a 6-minute version and a 14-minute version? Ah, okay. Okay. All right, yeah, I forgot. Like, Iron Tomb's theme is actually not that bad. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, let me check something. Something's okay. This is the. All right. I guess I okay. Guess I'm like would have spoken about this earlier, right? But when I was doing the Impact that stuff, but I was, you know how I've been saying that, I've been learning to drive, right? And I had a driving lesson earlier today, and I was put into the main road, so I was driving in the main roads, and Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, roads have a speed limit, right? And basically, this main road was a speed limit of 20, right? Because it was like a lot of cars. But holy shit, that was like so many people like going over 20. It was actually frustrating, right? It was actually frustrating, right? Because I was, hitting 20, right? I wasn't going over 20, I was hitting 20. But then there's like some people behind me, right? And I'm looking at the rearview mirror, and then there's literally someone straight behind me, right? So I was like, it makes me feel like, I feel like I should be going faster. But you can see the sign that says this is a 20, this is a 20 road. So I'm like thinking, should I go faster? I asked my instructor and he tells me no. The guy that's behind you is being a dumbass, right? Because then to overtake, he literally just does a sharp turn when there's like some traffic coming onwards on the other lane. It's like, what? It's like, oh my god, the hell's wrong with people? It was it was fine, right? Driving the main roads is just that some people are too impatient, if that makes sense. But yeah, okay, okay, okay. So 3.4. 3.4, 3.4, 3.4. Nothing happened in 3.4. 3.4 was just a chill patch. You can see, like 3.4 literally only has three parts, right? It's just one, two, three. Like even fucking like 3.3. Like look at how much stuff 3.3 has. So many things. The same with like 3.2, 3.1. So many things. So many things. So surely that means that 3.4, the halfway point of the patch, mustn't be that important, right? If it is only just this. Yeah, 3.4 is not that important at all. Uh huh. Well, yeah, 3.4 is like more or less the, I guess, pivotal point of the patch, of the AMPHOREUS storyline. Because this is when a shit ton of things start to get revealed to the Z player, right? Yep, this is when a lot of things start to get revealed to the player. Here it is. And 3.4 starts immediately where 3.3 ended off, right? And you know, in 3.3, it ended off with, you know, Finan, I guess, splitting off from us, right? Finan went, you know, to the votes to Genesis to complete the Era Nova, right? Because he got the Kefle's core flame from Zygerus and went into the votes of Genesis via the help of Chinon, right? And while he did that, he asked two guards, Mencione and someone else, I can't remember his name, to essentially help us escape Forest, right? And yeah, that's kind of where it starts. So we're with the two guards, right? And we're like, okay, well, Biden's like going ahead, so I guess let's head back and try and help Dan Hung, right? So, you know, we run to where Dan Hung is, right? And he's like kind of like standing in front of the Flame Reaver, right? But the Flame Reaver's kind of like someone pressed pause on him. He's literally paused, right? You can literally see it here, right? He's just paused. He's not attacking, not moving, not anything. So it's like, hmm. Obviously, by this point, you should already have like a good idea of what AMPHOREUS is now, right? It's very become much more apparent that AMPHOREUS is essentially kind of like a simulation, right? Is what everyone's idea is at this point, or should have at this point, with all the clues they've given us. And so, yeah, this kind of like further, you know, solidifies that idea that, oh, okay, AMPHOREUS is just a simulation, right? Similar to, let's say, Elysium Realm, because Elysium Realm was also a simulation. So surely AMPHOREUS is most likely also a simulation, right? And so yeah, so we meet up with Dan Hunk, who's like, I thought I was fighting you, Flame Reaver, but no. So we tell Dan Hung that okay, Finan told us, yeah, you know, basically to escape with him and he'll finish the Aranova. Even though we've kind of feel like, you know, it kind of feels like us that we're doing this, right? But you know, Finance already decided this, right? So what else can we do except, you know, to comply with him, right, and continue? So we start heading out, trying to head out of AMPHOREUS. So we, you know, leaving Okima. But as soon as we move out a bit, we encounter someone we didn't expect. And the one we encounter is our good old pal Screwlum, who still is not playable, by the way. When the hell is Screwlum going to be playable? We've been waiting since 1.1, I think, is when Screwlum first shows up, right? Because you see like a portrait of Screwlum in Hertz Space Station in 1.0, but 1.1 is the first time he actually shows up in the Silver Wolf events. 6.9, nice. Are you sure 6.9? I'm pretty sure kids now say would kids nowadays would say 6.7. What the fuck is a 6-7 meme, by the way? Like every time I hear 6-7, I I get I get an increasing feeling to toast a bathtub myself. We are boomers. Maybe, maybe. Because I even like watched a small video about where the fucking 6-7 meme came out. I was literally just some fucking teenagers, like on the background of like a news reporter, just basically shouting and screaming 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. I was like, how the fuck does this become a meme? How the? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Right? It wasn't like even anything was funny was happening, right? The fucker kept just shouting 6-7. It was like, oh my god. Like at least it was like if it was like an actual like E. I mean, I wouldn't mind the 6-7 thing if it was like, you know, like a funny moment or like something like that, right? But it's just this fucker shouting 6-7, right? If you're gonna freaking laugh at a funny number, at least laugh at something like 420 or like 69, right? But like, oh, whatever. I won't understand the. Is it still Zoomer humor? Are they still? Is it still Zoomers? I think it's still Zoomers, right? But I literally just sounded like an old man complaining. Oh my god. Okay. Let me stop complaining. I'm stop complaining. Okay. We got freaking off track for some reason. My bad. But yeah. So Screwlim shows up as a hologram, and we're like, Screwlim, what the fuck are you doing here? And you know the two NPCs are, who is this? Right? What the fuck is this thing? And we just, you know, tell them that, oh, it's kind of like Ligers, right? He's kind of like an Antikythera like Ligers, right? And they go like, oh, okay, right. And so I guess Screwdom informs us about what's happening about that. And seems to be, let's say, that the core of Amphoreus is an Emperor Scepter. That the core of Amphoreus is an Emperor Scepter. That him and her are like figuring out a way to, you know, to try to get into Amphoreus, right? But that Ligas, you know, is kind of like preventing us, right? No, he doesn't say that Ligas is preventing us, right? But he says that Amphoreus is starting to, let's say, break down, right? Yeah, that's like the main gist of thing, right? And he also tells us he's the one that stopped the Flame Weaver from killing, or you know, from attacking Dan Hung. And yeah, basically tells us that we need to get out of Amphoreus, but because the way Amphoreus is right now, we also need someone to, let's say, continue observing Amphoreus, right? Because they can't, you know, fully beat in Amphoreus right now, right? Because, you know, Ligus, right? So someone needs to get out of Amphoreus, and someone needs to stay inside Amphoreus to, you know, observe, right? And Screwdon believes that once we, you know, tell him about the Aeronova, Screwdon believes that once Aeronova happens, something like, let's say, data wipe could occur, right? And so we're like, okay, we need some insurance against it, right? So he gives us a chrono anchor, which essentially is I think of it like a telephone with a protective telephone, kind of, right? Because it acts as, you know, as a way for us to communicate with Skrullum and Herzer, but it also protects us against, let's say, the adverse effects of, let's say, Amphoreus, right? Chrono cognitive anchor. Okay, that's the full term. Thank you, Naturalize. But yeah. So it acts as a protection for us, but also as a way for us to communicate with the outside and for them to observe us, right? So we basically decide that, okay, Danhung, get out of Amphoreus, get back to the Astral Express, and, you know, try and reunite with the rest of the Trailblazers, right? With the rest of the Express, and we'll stay inside Amphoreus and, you know, go and help find and witness the, you know, the arrival of the Aeronova, right? So that's essentially what's happened, and as Scrollum is talking, he also tells us that, about the Lord Ravager that's inside AMPHOREUS, and it tells us that it's more than likely that the Lord Ravager inside AMPHOREUS wants to go after Noose, right? Witness the arrow Nova. What if we die? Well, that's what the chrono-cognitive anchor is meant to be for. It's meant to protect us, right? In case, shit happens. Yeah, so Skrulin basically tells us that, freaking Aeons are starting to pay attention to AMPHOREUS, right? That the events of AMPHOREUS are gonna basically affect the whole cosmos, right? So, yeah. So we learned that, the three paths which are, are predominantly affecting AMPHOREUS, being erudition, remembrance, and destruction, right? With, Lord Ravager being destruction, news affecting it because, technically comes from the Emperor Scepter, and remembrance because a whole lot of AMPHOREUS is pretty much made out of Memoria, right? So yeah, so those three Aeons are like the main leading ones in AMPHOREUS. I thought News is destruction. No, News is erudition. Nanook is destruction. The golden fuck. The golden blood fuck. Nanook. HSO. Why the fuck was it an AO3 thing, by the way? Yeah, this guy. This guy's the destruction. Nanook. What does Nanook want? Destruction? I mean, isn't the name, no? He just wants destruction. He wants to just destroy everything. Yep, that's what he wants. Is literally in the name, destruction. He just wants to destroy everything. Alright. Okay. I guess let me play this since the item theme finished. Okay. So yeah, so we know more about like what's happening in the outside, right? So we're kind of like aware. We're not clueless about. We no longer just think that okay, it's only AMPHOREUS that matters now, right? And I guess before Ligus, let's say, disconnects because he starts to lose signal because he hasn't paid for his 5G internet. He tells us that be wary of Ligus, right? That Ligus is more than what he seems to be. That is very likely that Ligus is sus. Which, obviously he's sus, right? Look at that fucker. He's sus as hell from the moment we see him. So yeah, so we got that, information dump from Skrulum. And then immediately after that, we see a character which we haven't seen since 3.0, right? And we immediately end up seeing March. Because it's been a while since we've actually seen March, right? And she kind of like wakes up in a weird space, right? Because she seems to wake up in the Path of Aeons area, right? Because this is the area where, when someone is viewed by an Aeon, right, is when, they get blessed by the Aeon, essentially, right? But this is where she wakes up. So, yeah, it's like, the hell are you doing here, March, right? And when we essentially end up learning bit by bit is that there's like kind of like two voices here, right? Where someone's trying to get March to, move forward, to enter the gate to, to AMPHOREUS, right? Because the voice tells her that us and Danhanga inside AMPHOREUS that, if she wants to help us, that she needs to go into AMPHOREUS. While the other voice keeps telling her to ignore the voice, that they're lying, right? That we should turn back, that we shouldn't enter AMPHOREUS, right? So it's kind of like, yeah. Because the voice that tells us to go into AMPHOREUS also uses the appearance of people that March should know, right? Because I think this is where you start learning about uh yeah, because supposedly if March keeps going down down the route, she will learn more about her lost memories, right? Which even Fu Shuan using the divination matrix, the thing that can kind of tell the future, couldn't figure out March's past, right? So like it's giving March more of an incentive to go down the route, right? But the closer she gets, the more she hears the other voice that tells her to not to go through the gates. That going through the gate is not a good idea, right? And she keeps getting goaded to go into the gate, but then she meets who the owner of the second voice, the one who was telling her to not go through the gates. And the owner of that voice is none other than Cyrene, who's also in this space, right? And essentially, well, she isn't called Cyrene here, right? Because here she's called the memories of past reverie, right? Is what she calls, yeah, ripples of past reverie. No, but we learned that what Cyrene means, right? But Cyrene essentially is telling her that the area where we're in right now is the area between AMPHOREUS, the ancients of AMPHOREUS, and the rest of the world and the cosmos, right? And essentially tries to tell Marge that it's not a good idea to go into AMPHOREUS, right? Also, now that I think about it, now that like I'm looking at this, that how Cyrene also mentioned that, oh, we look quite alike. I do wonder if all of the other children of Asa Navarra look similar, right? Because I guess if we see another person who looks similar to I guess March 7th or Cyrene, we might see it might mean that they're also a child of Asa Navarra, right? A basically someone who has the potential to become fully at the end of time, right? Well, at the end of the universe. So, it is interesting, right? So yeah, they're basically kind of like talk to each other, and Zareen basically tells to not to go inside, right? That it's not worth it, or like it's not good. So this would be a pink-haired girl talking about romance. Hell no, I don't think Cerisa's gonna be a pink-haired girl. She's I have like two bets on who the Cerisa's gonna be. I don't think that Cerisa's gonna be fucking Bronya. I don't think it's gonna be a Bronya like variant. I feel like it's more likely than not for the Teresa, if she's gonna be a variant, to be a Cocolia variant, if anything. But I mean, we'll see next year. Yeah, probably next year when we find out, right? Yeah. Unless she shows up earlier, but I doubt it. And yeah, so that's basically Sarian kind of says that she's been in the space for like a very long time, and that that she much shouldn't go into AMPHOREUS, right? That it's not what she wants isn't in AMPHOREUS, or what she looks for isn't in AMPHOREUS, right? But March being March, she basically says that she's gonna go in anyway, right? Because regardless of the danger, she wants to go in there because so that she can help us, right? Because she knows that we're already inside AMPHOREUS. So she's gonna come into AMPHOREUS to essentially help us out, right? So she essentially tells her that she's essentially going because she's gonna want to help us, right? So obviously March is gonna go in, but I guess this is also where the memo keepers also I guess first mentioned this, right? Where they say that through the door save the garden. Both of you are children of remembrance, which obviously refers to that they're the children of Esther Navarra. And now, with the context that we know, right? Save remembrance. I guess it means that they have to go through this journey, right? So one of them couldn't become fully. Because if 9 of these who are, as child of Esther Navarra, complete this journey, like there's a chance that fully doesn't manifest at the end of times, at the end of the universe, right? Meaning the garden essentially can't exist. Garden, garden with recollections, the ones who follow fully. Yeah. So because she knows that we're inside, so she's gonna come in, right? So she goes into AMPHOREUS, right? And I guess this is technically something that is, I guess, gonna become relevant later to 3.7. Yeah, I guess it's something that's relevant later at 3.7, right? Because this siren is essentially the seed of memory, right? Yeah, because okay. I think to explain this properly, get let me open up Paint. Although we'll probably come back to this again when we get to 3.7, right? But I guess just to remind you early about the way AMPHOREUS is, of how we have like the normal timeline, right? We have the timeline of 3.0 and 3.7, right? And we know that this is like the normal timeline, and we know that with Cyrene, when she becomes Big Cyrene, and she makes the decision, to go back to essentially, fix, kind of like fix causality. She essentially goes back to the start in 3.0. So this is Big Cyrene. Big Cyrene basically goes to the start. So let me just put this arrow so you know where it's going. Big Cyrene goes all the way back to 3.0. And we know that when she, I guess, essentially goes back, she slowly starts to lose her memory. And hold up, how do I explain this? Oh wait, is this a way? Is this a good way to show this? Because I don't think the 3.0 being the start is, let's say, like a good indicator. Yeah, because as she goes back, as she's going to go back in time, she starts losing her memory, right? Which is why that Cyrene that March met is most likely a Cyrene that's like at this point, right? Because she's already lost quite a few of her memories, right? Because she says that she can't remember like her friends, but she knows she remembers them a bit, but she can't fully remember them, right? So that's probably this is the 3.4 March Cyrene, right? If that makes yeah, essentially kind of the 3.4 March Cyrene, right? Because technically, when March goes in, she goes in before us, right? So that's essentially that, right? And then the 3.0 Cyrene is the one that's already forgotten everything, right? So it's the, I guess, quote unquote reset Cyrene, right? Reset Siren is the 3.0, right? This might be a bit hard to follow because I feel like there should be a better way to articulate this. Uh, this is the 3.0 Siren. Yeah, no. Using 3.0 is bad, actually. 3.0 is not a good, let's say point. I guess let's just, instead of 3.0, let's go with starts. Okay, but why is this so much smaller? Fuck you. Let's just say this is way too big. Say this is starts. Okay, that's even bigger. Okay, let's say that's the start of AMPHOREUS. So that's when the Siren is reset, so no memories. So NA mem. Oh, this is like so messy. This is like so messy the more I'm writing this. Like that's the reset memory. So this is the Siren that was so this is the Siren that was given by Oryx. Because we learned that Siren's origin is she's the child that just came to be via the Oryx's power. But we learned that okay, no, it's not actually that. It's just the Siren that is going back in time, essentially, to the start. And then let's say this is the start of AMPHOREUS, and then let's say this is let's just say this is 3.0. And then this is when we see the mem that meets us. And then in this section is where Siren. Okay, okay. When we do this again in 3.7, I'll make sure that this is much clearer. I'll actually pre-do this because this is messy as fuck. This section, which is between the start of AMPHOREUS and 3.0, is when Siren talks to a seed, right? The seed of remembrance. That's kind of like the cycle of Siren, right? Because Siren is the seed of remembrance, but the seed of remembrance doesn't know. But because Siren, each time, let's say, AMPHOREUS plays out, she has to go back and to restart the cycle. She herself ended up making the seeds of remembrance, right? So it's like a big loop. All right. Okay, I don't know. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute, chat. Wait a minute, chat. Why the fuck did I start talking about this? Because technically, this doesn't matter right now. I guess I already started mentioning that. Why did I mention this actually? Because this, if you don't have context of the whole story already, this can confuse the shit out of you. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. You can do one or two things here. You can ignore the past 5 minutes that I was speaking since I opened Paint, or just keep that information to the back of your head. That's the only two things you can do there. I would suggest ignoring it, right? Because if you try and think about it, it's gonna get difficult. But essentially, March goes in and she goes, okay, we're just gonna go in, right? So yeah, she goes into AMPHOREUS and it cuts back to us. It comes back to us and we are at the Vortex of Genesis. We've entered the Vortex of Genesis. We meet up with Finan and tell him that Danhung already, left, right? Found this. Let me see. Yeah, because you have to put it in animation so you can understand it more. Let's see. Substance original answer, like triggers the stellar and plus to destroy it. Yeah, like Substance going after the Demiurge, breaks free of the manifest after fully scazed. As Mem with TB in the well, not first cycle, but from the cycle when we enter, regains memories and regains small becomes more Cyrene. In 3.6 and 3.7, Filio 9.3 didn't appear. Did she not appear? No, but she did appear in 3.6. What the fuck are people saying here? She did appear in 3.6. What? She does appear in 3.6. What? The internal recurrence 36, she does appear because literally in 1.0, sorry, not 1.0, in the 3.0, we literally saw by Finan that Cyrene was killed. No? Wait, hold up. What's 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0? 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0. 3.0 is... Okay, that's 2.7. 3.0, am I blind? Is here. Let me try and find the point when we see Finan talking about Cyrene. I'm pretty sure it's 3.0 when we first see Cyrene. No, it's like towards the end of 3.0, right? It's not that one. I'm assuming it's this one, right? Is it not 3.0? God damn it, which is the one when we see the freaking scene where it like cuts back to 80s Elysee and Finan kind of retells of how Cyrene got killed when he goes about his homeland. Is that 3.0? Is it 3.1? It might be 3.1 when he talks to My Day. Hold up. Because I'm not insane about the Cyrene stuff. Because this is all in the 36 cycle. Is it here? No, it's not there. What the? Okay, it might be 3.1 when this happens. And not 3.0. Because I know that happens very early. I thought it was like 3.0 that we see that scene at the end of 3.0. But no, we might be in 3.1. I swear it was like 3.0. Okay, it's definitely not here. That's the mem stuff. Oh my god. Wait, okay, I mean, technically it doesn't matter, but I'm pretty sure this part is wrong about the 336. That Philia does appear in 336. She's just killed by Nightweaver at the start. Because 336 is when we enter AMPHOREUS. 337, yes. Philia wouldn't appear because we're already with Cyrene, right? And 337 is technically when the loop is not following the same trajectory as the other ones, right? Because A, there's no Finan. Yeah, because there's no Finan, and since we enter the loop earlier than we previously did, right? So there can't be two Cyrenes. Maybe that's the reason why she doesn't appear in 3.7, but yeah, like 3.7, yes, I can see that. Final cycle as Big Cyrene with TB, yeah, this is like when the Aeronova, right, at the end of 3.7. So then the item file to back in memories, lose memories, gaze at TV as fully, not so much. Yeah, this is the one where it's kind of like, it's very much assumed that, you know, Siren does become fully right and, you know, does this right. Loses memories, gaze at feeling 9-3 as fully, and 3-5 and grand powers. Uh, no, this is also wrong. No, why are you saying 3-3? No, this would be at 1. This would be at 1, not 3-3-5. Hold on, what? What? Unless I'm completely confused myself with something, this would be 1. Takes a rolling blade, claims his journey with Finan. And this is the 3 million. At the end of every eternal remembrance. We don't know if it was at the end of every eternal remembrance, but we know it's during every eternal remembrance, right? Yeah, because this is what the damage does, right? I don't know about this. This section, like this section is, I would like to see what exactly they're referencing for this. Actually, from here, actually, no, this is fine. Like this section is like what either I'm wrong or they're wrong here. I'd have to like re-look at this section, but okay. But this is all 3.7 stuff. It doesn't matter right now. Okay, because this is actually you know, gonna confuse people for anyone who's looking at this. Okay, so regardless, back to 3.4. Back to 3.4. So yeah, Lycus is here and he's just basically saying since he's act as Theros, he's just gonna, you know, continue observing everything, right? So he will observe the creation of the Aeronova and, you know, once basically keeps pushing Fine into, you know, it's not the Aeronova, right? And you know, we kind of call him out on his bullshit, right? And then he's kind of like starts to essentially um you know, reveal stuff, right? So like even reveals himself that, you know, that he is you know, not originally of AMPHOREUS, right? That he's actually, you know, someone who is, well, I guess basically not a native of AMPHOREUS, right? And has some other interests in AMPHOREUS, right? And tells us that okay, he's also like a emanator of erudition, right? But still, essentially, he wants us to go, you know, continue, right? To continue the thing, right? And so that is exactly what Finan is about to do. Finan starts the Aeronova, or is about to put in the core flame and start the Aeronova. And then we get a small, like, let's say, cut point from Lygus. And essentially kind of like a fourth wall break. And starts to talk to us. Play the cinematic. I mean, it's not really that much of a cinematic. It's just, you know, it's just this, right? He just moves forward and is about to play it. And is about to insert it, right? And then he's immediately get paused. So this is like where the kind of like the fourth wall break comes from Lygus. and he starts telling us about the true nature of AMPHOREUS, right? And this is where he starts talking about stuff that if you did, let's say, like the extra content you know of, right? And this is where like he starts talking about the Emperor and the Emperor Scepters and what happened to them afterwards, right? And essentially starts talking about like what is the prime question, right, that should be answered, right? And he asks like what is specifically the prime move of life? What causes, what is the pushing factor that, essentially promotes evolution and promotes progress? Like what pushes people forwards, right? And what does it exactly say? Essentially starts asking like what is it, right? And essentially the answer that Liger says is destruction and the fear of destruction, right? So essentially survival. He says like what is the that's what the um prime move of life is, right? Yeah, because like everyone asks this, right? Like a lot of other genies have like wanted this. Yeah, according to Liger's news has also, let's say, come up with the answer that the prime move of life is actually, destruction and the wanting to survive, right? And then he tells us that the truth about AMPHOREUS and the scepter, right? That the scepter, which was a part of News, that which was then abandoned by News, continued to do extrapolations, but after it was abandoned by News, it was then gazed by the destruction, so Nanook, and from that point forward, it became a Lord Ravager, right? And that the actual identity of the scepter, it became Iron Tomb, right? So AMPHOREUS itself, or yeah, that's essentially the AMPHOREUS itself is the um is Iron Tomb, right? And that's essentially what he tells us at this point, right? And so this is like what we should believe. I don't get it. What do you not get? What do you not get, Naturalize? Everything. Um. So essentially, you know how scientists and geniuses basically want to learn why things happen or why this is, right? And essentially, the let's say the $1 million question is, what is the prime move of life? You know, what is the driving force for life to evolve and continue? And Ligers and supposedly news believe that okay, survival is the prime move of life. People wanting to survive and live on. Ergo, destruction has to be the prime move of life, right? How was AMPHOREUS made? Okay, well that's the thing what we get up to in a bit. But so far, what Liger tells us is that the Emperor Scepter, which, as I said the other day or yesterday, is essentially like a giant, massive supercomputer, right? That's gonna do simulation after simulation after simulation to try and figure out an answer. After it was abandoned by News, right? So News basically said fuck off. It was then seen by Nanook. So Nanook went, "Oh, what is this?" and essentially gazed at the scepter, and from that, Iron Tomb was born inside the scepter. So the scepter became Iron Tomb. Now, as for how AMPHOREUS was made, that's what we learn in a bit. Like at the end of 3.4 is where we learn how AMPHOREUS was made, or why AMPHOREUS was made. And so that's exactly what we learn from Liars, right? About the scepter, Iron Tomb. destruction, right? And so then we learn the prophecy. So then we learn finance prophecy, right? You will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. So this is the prophecy that Finance has, right? Continue onward bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless believer, ushers in the new dawn. Why is this song playing 5 times a day? I do not know. I literally just have like a random playlist going, right? It's just random songs playing. And so I guess this is where we see Finance story now, right? Because we've learned we haven't really learned all of Aglia's story, but that doesn't really matter. We've learned Tribes, Anaxus, Miles, Castorus, Hyacinth, like we've really much learned everyone else's story. And now it's Finance's turn, right? Obviously, because it's his patch, right? So it seems like this Finan, weirdly, we can interact with Finan, even though we shouldn't be able to, right? Because this is more of a memory, right? It's not something that we should, be able to interact with, but we're kind of like interacting with it. How did we get into garden? What do you mean? What garden? Hades Elise. This is a finance memory essentially. We're looking at finance past. Yeah, we're kind of looking at finance past. Well, we're being shown his past rather, right? And Liger is also here, meaning that okay, the fuck is still fine, and basically tells us that what we're witnessing is Finance's memory, right? His life, right? Of Finance origin. Okay. Yeah, this memory he witnessed are the first steps of his journey. Yeah. Because supposedly, according to Ligers, we become his closest living lifelong friend, witnessing his hero journey from the best seat in the house as the nameless hero whose unwavering guidance shaped Finance destiny, yet whose name was never recorded in AMPHOREUS' history. Right. And we also told that I guess Ades Elysiae is kind of like protected by the Veil of Evernight, so by Orynyx. So it's kind of like a special place, right? Which obviously later we find out why it's a special place, right? But yeah, so we witness Finance's past. We go around Ades Elysiae. We can like, if we want to, we can talk to, others, village people of Ades Elysiae. We can talk to some children, some teachers, you know, villagers, right? But first things first is we have to go see Cyrene, and we see that Cyrene is, here. So this will be the first time we kind of like officially, you know, interact with Cyrene, right? Hold up, let me think. Wait, hold up, let me think something. With weird memories, if this Cyrene, what happened after Aranova? It hasn't started yet. This is just before the Aranova started. So we're being shown this just before it starts. It hasn't occurred just yet. Wait, one sec. Let me check something from the thing you sent. They say that she lost all her memories. But because it's in memories, Cyrene should technically be able to interact with us, right? So at this point, she technically shouldn't have lost all her power just yet. Hmm. But I guess it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. But I guess it's weird, kind of. Now that I'm looking at the scene again. Because this is the Cyrene from the first Eternal Reoccurrence. So this Cyrene shouldn't be aware of us, right? But she is aware of us. That's also why I'm like thinking that this doesn't work, right? Because supposedly, according to this, Cyrene in the first Eternal Recurrence shouldn't have any of her memories. But here she clearly recognizes, right? Recognizes us. And I don't think this is just like, oh, just like a, like a throwaway thing. I think this Cyrene actually is aware of us. So I am actually confused. Or maybe it is just a throwaway line then? Because we treat it as a throwaway line, then it's fine. Hmm. Yeah, because to Finan, we exist to Finan for finance. Let's say kind of like a source of an encouragement. We're not, let's say, like an actual real person here, right? But Cyrene is able to recognize us, which is like the weird thing now that I think about it. Hmm. But we know this is the first, basically the first last cycle, if that makes sense. I guess the first eternal recurrence. But regardless, we essentially kind of like learn more about Biden when he was younger. We kind of see his interactions with Cyrene, right? Over like when they were younger, while they were in Aedes Elysee before they set out on their journey in AMPHOREUS, right? So essentially, these two are very innocent, right? They haven't been, let's say, tainted by the horrors of war or anything like that, right? They're still very, how do I say this? Yeah, I guess they're still very wet behind the ears, if that if that makes sense, right? Wait, hold up. Now that I'm looking at some of this stuff, it's making me rethink some stuff. The blessing of childhood, believing the gods might notice our corner of is Lise willing to let us more this slide. Fate is absolute. After all, we never really know how far into the future the prophecy extends. Yeah, because it's like Cyrene knows that we're not from this timeline or from this point in time. It's a bit weird. I think I have to think about it more. And that's, I mean, I could just ignore it and take it at face value, right? But okay, so this is just, then you just meeting more of the people, right? To, give you an idea of what Aedes Elysee was like, right? Because the only thing we know about Aedes Elysee so far is that it was a tranquil place, right? In the corner of Amphorius, that no one really know about it, but it was a peaceful, right? But Aedes Elysee was kind of lost, right? To the black side. So we learn a bit more about these two, like how they are. And we learn that they have like a secret hideout. And in the secret hideout, they are the fairies. And I guess the interesting thing about the fairies is that they look very much like Mem, right? But so we asked them if like they know if they know Mem, but obviously they don't know, right? And they kind of say that, that the ones they usually talk to are, Cyrene and Finance, right? They mainly the only ones who, have ever communicated with them. And I guess the most important thing they say is that their people have been forgotten by the gods, right? That they've been shunned by the gods. But that's that's kind of what I'm not sure, right? Because they say that, but is that ever expanded on at all? By the way, right? I don't think that's ever mentioned ever again, right? Or we ever learn why they were shunned by the gods, do we? But we essentially learned that the reason why Fine and Siren came here now is because basically they were caught by them, right? And I guess earlier was say that Siren can kind of do like divination, right? So she can look into the future for a bit, right? Or tell someone's fortune. Every time a new fairy arrives in the maze, it means beyond the veil, in the vast land from it is least a great calamities on the horizon. Alright, essentially kind of telling them that shit's gonna go down soon. Uh get ready, right? And kind of also tells them that if they want to avoid the shit that's going to go down, that for them to stay here, right? Because they're supposedly protected down here, but if they leave this place, they're gonna have to deal with the shit, right? With the black tides. But I guess before that happens, we also learn that originally, Finan and Cast and Cyrene were, they're gonna plan to, go on a journey, right? But Finan was gonna go to Kashim Criminals to basically train under them, right? And Cyrene was gonna go to Hanasopolis and I guess be trained by the priest titans, right? It's also that they can basically get stronger and then come back and protect Ades Lycée from like any issues, right? So it's like very admirable goals, right? But then that's how how Avatar started. It was all peaceful until the Fire Nation attacked. But in this case, everything was peaceful until the Black Tide attacked. But I guess before that, we kind of get divinate. Finding gets divinations of what people he'll meet in the future, right? What kind of comrades he'll have in the future. And obviously the comrades that he ends up having in the future are, the Flame Chase, the Crisis Airs, right? So he kind of gets like small hints about them, right? Obviously he doesn't know who the hell they are, right? Because at this point, Finding's still a freaking bum who hasn't left home. Uh, does it really say anything about Zerija? I know it's about Mighty. Right. And so yeah, so that is kind of like what finance past is like, right? Kind of like a village boy who grew up in the village, unaware what the rest of the world, but was going to travel the rest of the world, right? But unfortunately, peaceful times don't, you know, stay right, and the village was attacked by the Dark Tide, right? So the village was attacked by the Black Tide, so to not abandon them, Finan decided to uptake his sword to fight back against the Black Tide. However, when he got to his village that after it was ravaged, he was fighting the monsters, but he didn't know that the monsters that he was fighting were the corrupted versions of his friends and family, right? So he's essentially killing his, yeah, I guess his community, right? Because that's the only thing he could do, right? They were corrupted. So he was kind of like, when he realized who they were, who he was killing, he was starting to, I guess, slowly, not lose himself, but he started to lose his sanity, kind of, right? But he knew that, he couldn't just let them wander around and that's it, right? So even if he didn't want to, he still, gave them some form of rest, right? And so, yeah, after this, he basically wandered around, right? Since there was no Ades Elysee left, right, he just left Ades Elysee and started wandering about, right, across his travel. And across his travels, he met different people, and some of those people he met were, the other Flame Chase crises, right? Such as, let's say, Maide, Chibi, Aglaya. You know, he was recruited essentially, right? And so we got like a bit into the future, right? Where he's already working with, the other crises and was sent to Hanosopolis to deal with like an issue, right? But we also learned that, okay, Cyrene is in Hanosopolis, right? That she's learning from the Time Priest, right? So we actually have like an idea of what Cyrene is like, what Cyrene would have been up to, right? If, the eternal occurrence didn't happen, right? And I guess the reason why we come in here is not to sort out with the problem, sorry. One of the reasons, the main reason why we even come here is because Finan and Maide start to get into an argument on who has the bigger weight on them, right? And they both think that they have it right because Maide believes he has the most responsibility in with what he has to deal with, the custom criminals and the issue with that, right? That was spoken about in 3.1. While Finan, even though let's say he's not like the leader of the people, he unknowingly does technically carry the most of the weight, right? Mainly because of the sake of him being one of a deliverer, right? He's the one that would deliver the world into the new era, right? And to test this, they use Dalton scales. So they use the scales which will partially judge on who actually has, you know, the bigger weight, the more weight, the heavier weights. And so Bynum, I guess, although he's kind of aware of like let's say the burden that he has to carry, he I guess doesn't want to. That's not that he doesn't want to acknowledge it, right? But I guess he's still not sure about it, right? And I guess it's proven that he has, the biggest weight, right? Because we stand on the thing, right? And you know, we do have the biggest weight because we're the ones that nurture Finan, but also, the role that we take place as deliverer after Finan, right? What is Cyrene doing there? Cyrene is alive and well, and she's learning from the priests. So she's essentially kind of like in school, right? Here. So yeah, we learn a bit more about Finan, of what he's going through. And then this is Finan and Cyrene at the end of their journey, right? You can see the Dawn device is shut off, it's no longer producing lights, meaning that Aquila must have been dealt with, so this has to be at the end of the journey, right? And in this case, the ones who survived are Finan and Cyrene, so we can assume that all of the other crises are dead here. They skipped a lot. I mean, yeah, because like the in between doesn't really matter, right? What matters is like the end, right? And this is just essentially them talking about like what happened, right? But they will protect Okimo, right? Because they believe that the Aeronova will be what's, you know, what will save AMPHOREUS, right? Because the black side is coming. And so it changes to. What's this? Oh, I guess this is when. Oh, sorry. I guess in this, I guess timeline. I guess in the first recurrence, since there's technically no, let's say, flame reaver at this point in time, Ornyx is still alive, right? So they willingly get Ornyx, give them their core flame rights to finish everything. And we also get a passage to the whatchamacallit, to the Vortex of Genesis to finish everything, right? And so yeah, they're gonna complete the everything. They're gonna complete the Flame Chase journey, but I guess they meet Ligas here, right? But I guess at this point you're also wondering, you also kind of figure out, okay, there's obviously like something happening here, right? Because we went through the same journey with Finan, right? But it also Finan seemed to have gone through the same journey earlier too, right? Because that was in the journey where we weren't a part of. It was the same journey, but instead of us, it was Cyrene there, right? And I guess we end up learning that um, Finan has been in this journey many, many times. That in fact, Finan has completed this journey 33,550,335 times is the amount of times that Finan has done this. Which, obviously tells us that, uh-oh, how has Finan not have won or has accomplished Aeronova after 33 million times, right? So it's like, something is amiss. Something is amiss here. And so Ligas gives us the opportunity, to see some of the different cycles that Finan had been in, right? So in different situations when he and another person survived. What did stop the last cycle we saw? What do you mean? What do you mean by the last cycle we saw? Are you talking about Cyrene's cycle? The last Aeronova. Oh, when we got the flame for free. What stopped that cycle is that was when the start of the uh eternal recurrence started, right? Because they didn't finish the Aeronova. Because when Ornyx basically gave them their core flame in the first one, they basically found out from Ligas everything that's happening, right? And so they also learned that if they completed the Aeronova, they would have also completed Iron Tomb, and so to prevent that, they started the Eternal Recurrence. So that was the start of it, right? When they learned about the truth behind AMPHOREUS. Okay. How did they start it? They started it using the power of Ornyx, but specifically the power of remembrance. Because Cyrene basically kind of got kind of like the blessing of Fully to make the system think that the Era Nova hasn't started or failed to start, so retry it will retry the last cycle until it completes it, right? Yeah, so these are like the different, let's say, different cycles which Finan has been in, which in each cycle he was like with someone else each time, but all of them failed, right? Okay, and this is just Lagos basically telling us that we are the factor that will end the eternal recurrence, right? That will make time move in Amphoreus forwards. Yeah, because this is where we act like kind of like in. This is where we're like after, well, like this is where he kind of like paused everything, right? Before Liger's put the thing, well, before Finan activated the core flame, and when we were standing there, so we're basically going back to when uh Liger's paused it and broke the fourth wall, right? Yeah, this is where we learn of what the that we are the ideal that Finan had, right? About the deliverer, the nameless one who will essentially bring the dawn to Amphorius, who will save Amphorius. Okay. And so we figure out that the cycle we're on right now is a 33,555,336 cycle. That's the one we're currently on. Or that's the one we entered into, right? And that the other key player in all of this is the Flame Reaver, right? Because obviously the Flame Reaver is like important, right? He describes a Flame Reaver as someone who's burned themselves, right? And he like kind of gets one tapped by a Flame Reaver. And so now we have to fight Flame Reaver for the last time, right? And interestingly, chats, if you paid attention, you should know by now that who the Flame Reaver is, right? Especially if you pay attention to Flame Reaver's weapons, right? Because the Flame Reaver has both Fine and Sword, but he also has, you can also say Fine and Sword, but he also has Cyrene's weapon, right? He exists twice. Yes, Fine and does. Yeah, Fine and does kind of like exist twice. As I say, we fight Flame Reaver, and then as the fight continues, we see who Flame Reaver actually is underneath, right? And he very much looks like Finan, right? He has the same face. He just looks diminished or disjointed, kind of, right? And so Finan and the Flame Reaver fight, and Finan is victorious, and he's about to kill the Flame Reaver. Do I need to finish the Chaos Run to save my data? Yes, you do. You need to finish the Chaos Run to save the data. Or you can also lose, but then your data won't be complete. So yeah, you have to finish it. So Finan beats the Flame Reaver, but the Flame Reaver then, I guess, unveils everything to Finan, right? He tells Finan about the truth. When did Lygus die? The moment the moment Flame Reaver appeared, because Lygus was like just chilling there. Flame Reaver appeared, and then he immediately chopped Lygus's head off. So he kind of like killed Lygus for some aura points. The Flame Reaver. He was just farming some aura before fighting Finan, right? I mean, yeah, happy ending if Lygus only had one body. Unfortunately, that fuck has many bodies, right? And so I guess this is just this is kind of like where we learn more about the truth of AMPHOREUS, that AMPHOREUS is just a Scepter's lonely extrapolation, right? That, if you didn't know at this point, yeah, if you somehow didn't know at this point, AMPHOREUS is kind of just like a simulation, right? And this is what Finan and Cyrene learnt in the first cycle, right? That AMPHOREUS is not what it seems, right? Because they see that of how the sky is basically fake, right? Because they see that the black tide is basically deleting the sky, and by the black tide doing that, they're able to get a view to the the rest of the cosmos, right? They see the space, right? They see that AMPHOREUS is not just, let's say, like an ordinary world, right? And that's why when before they start the Era Nova in the first cycle, they question Lygus, and Lygus essentially, as let's say, as a kind of like pity points, essentially. I mean, not pity points, but basically, for the sake of it, he tells them the truth about AMPHOREUS, right? About what AMPHOREUS actually is, right? And then this is when we learn that all of the all of the crises are just programs. That the program for Cyrene is Philia 093. For Finan, I think it was, I can't remember what Finan's name was. But we essentially also learned that the whole purpose of AMPHOREUS is to essentially nurture Iron Tomb. That the actual, let's say, main character in AMPHOREUS is the Black Tide. Nakos. Oh yeah, that's Finan's name, right? As a program. And yeah, so the Black Tide is actually the thing that matters in AMPHOREUS. That each time the Black Tide manages to, destroy AMPHOREUS, it grows stronger, right? And then to further strengthen it, the Scepter recreates AMPHOREUS with like new variables, and the Black Tide has to overcome that. And once it does, it basically means the Black Tide evolves even more. And this has been happening a shit ton of times, and that the current, Flameshade's journey, which Finan and Cyrene are in, is the last one. That once they complete the Era Nova, Iron Tomb will be complete. And this will then, release Iron Tomb into the cosmos, right? Where did the Black Tide even come from? Nakos? No. The Black Tide came from Iron Tomb. Iron Tomb is the Black Tide, right? So essentially, kind of, you could argue that it came from Lygus, right? Because he kind of blew up the Scepter, right? And, remove Demiurge and basically put the Iron Tomb in there, right? So yeah, so we basically learned that the scepter is AI, kind of. Not really, but kind of. I mean, kind of actually. But yeah, so so they learn about the truth. Yeah, that the endpoint of AMPHOREUS' calculation is the perfect equation of destruction, right? Yeah, so we learned the whole truth about AMPHOREUS and about the truth of the crisis, right? That the golden blood in the flame that the crisis have, it comes from the blemished one, i.e. Nanook, right? And that the uh, the and that the black side killing the crisis is basically strengthening the black side, right? Yeah, this is where like you learn the code names, right? And you know, Ligus tells all this spiel, but then Zarin also I guess figures it out, right? Because Ligus told them both that Nanook, the Aeon of Destruction, has like his eyes in AMPHOREUS, right? But then Zarin also realizes that if Nanook has his eyes on AMPHOREUS, then it surely also must mean that other Aeons must also have their eyes on AMPHOREUS, right? And to do this, and then to prevent the rise of Iron Tomb, they first kill off Ligus, or they think they kill off Ligus, right? But they get rid of Ligus so he can't hear, and they basically make it so that Sarin basically chooses that she will use Oryx's power, but since she knows Oryx isn't enough, she'll use the Aeon, which I guess Oryx is based off. He'll attempt to get their blessing or power to essentially be able to restart the cycle, right? And this is where the eternal reoccurrence starts, right? So each time Cyrene with the ceremonial blade will be able to reset the journey, right? So she'll be able to reset the cycle each time. And this is essentially what happens, right? So Cyrene's going to restart everything, and Finan is going to try in every new journey to try and deal with the Black Tide and the Nanook and Iron Tomb and everything, right? He's going to try and find a solution. Where did the Flame Reaver go? The Flame Reaver doesn't exist at this point. Because this is basically the Flame Reaver showing Finan the truth, right? The truth about the Flame Reaver and everything else. We saw him earlier. Yeah, we saw him earlier here. We saw him earlier here, right? Yeah, we saw him earlier here where Finan fights the Flame Reaver and beats him. But then the Flame Reaver here is showing Finan the truth about the Flame Reaver. And this is the truth about the Flame Reavers, the first eternal reoccurrence and everything, right? And so yeah, and so they decide that they're gonna go on with it. What's the Flame Reaver story? That's what we're gonna see now. The Flame Reaver story, right? And so they decide that, they're gonna repeat this cycle until they can, find a way out, right? Because like Finan says, you can never break free of this prison. I will stand my ground until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of AMPHOREUS' fate, right? So this is when they set out on their journey, on their very, very, very long journey, right? Oh, and this is also where we find out what Finan's actual name is. Of his name isn't actually Finan, but his actual name is Kaslana, right? Which is like, oh, shock. Yeah, this is the cutscene, right? Which shows the start of the journey, and also Finan learning everything, right? And then this is also us learning everything, right? Seeing all the different cycles which Finan went through. So nothing changed. At this point, not yet. At this point, it's just now we see the Flame Reaver's journey, right? About every start, every end, every battle he went through, every experience he went through, all the different attempts he tried to do. And essentially, what we learn is that Finan tries a whole bunch of different things, right? He tries to, be friendly with them, like tries to change the way the Flame Chase journey goes. He tries to like change the past essentially, right? To see if any of these things will, give AMPHOREUS a different ending and not just an ending of destruction. But alas, nothing works. How did he transform? That's just he transformed because he basically got all of the core flames, right? He got all of the different core flames into him, right? This is him absorbing all of them. And I guess the transformation is also when he becomes the crisis of world bearing, right? Aren't core flames on the wall? Yes, but this is, I guess, him taking all the core flames into him, right? So he's taking them with him rather than leaving them there. If that makes sense. So yeah, this is the start of his journey. So the Arrow Nova starts. No, he doesn't start the Arrow Nova. He uses the power of the core flames with, I guess, Cyrene to reset everything, right? Because I guess he also knows that he needs to amass power, right? Power to try and fight against the system of AMPHOREUS. So he might as well take them, right? Because this, I guess, this think of it like you're going to how do I say this? Think of it as like how you're repeating the same day over and over again, right? So think of it like how Groundhog, if you've seen that film. You know that things you're gonna go back to the start. So if everything's gonna reset, why not just take the things, right, and take them with you, right? And have some sort of advantage by taking it with you. That's similar. That's kind of like what Finan's idea is, right? There's no reason to leave the Crisis, the Flame Chase, the core flames there. Also, you can think of it of how Finan is also. This is also a symbolism of Finan carrying everyone's burden, right? Carrying everyone with him, right? Carrying every journey with him, right? So he never forgets of why he's doing this. Because every core flame is a representation of all his comrades who died. So he just continuously take this, even though after after many different tries, he starts to become more jaded, right? And starts basically losing his humanity in a sense, right? Because, yeah, we see him try different things. He tries to work with Hycen's Ceredra and, to basically try and make a very peaceful flame chase journey where everything is dealt with quickly. But even in like these different attempts, like even in all of these different attempts, even in all of these different attempts, he like nothing happens, nothing changes, right? He starts to become extremely jaded, but he's still going to continue, even if he knows what he's doing isn't helping. He will still continue, right? He will still continue to try and find a path, right? Why does the Flame Reaver start killing Crisis? That's because basically it's the fastest way, right? For Finding to try and get the Core Flame right. Because each time he has to prevent the Arrow Nova from actually happening. Because if the Arrow Nova actually happens, well, it's all for nothing, right? So the only way to get the core flames that the that the Crisis have is, well, by unfortunately killing them, right? Because if he doesn't kill them, he can't prevent the Arrow Nova. So as a way to save everyone, he has to kill everyone, if that makes sense. Even though it is, yeah, although it's technically a paradox, who's he racing with? Well, he's technically racing with everyone else, right? Because everyone believes that the Arrow Nova is, the way forward, but everyone else also doesn't know what happens if the Arrow Nova is actually completed, right? So that's why every time he kills them, right, to take the thing, right? And so then we see like when we see at different points in his journey, so in like the 40th cycle, in the 3 millionth cycle, in the 30th million cycle, in the 24th million cycle, we see how fighting changes over time, right? And I guess one of the important ones are, let's say, when Anaxa talks to him, right? Because Anaxa, I guess, tries to help him realize that he's starting to basically break down, right? That he's starting to not lose the sight of his goal, but let's say he's that he should be wary of, let's say, not fully losing himself in his rage in doing this, right? Basically, kind of gonna give him like a warning that it's not kind of giving him like a warning, but kind of like wants him to be aware to not. I guess I guess one way to put it is that Anaxa is worried for him, right? Because he can see that obviously he's not like acting like a normal person, right? And the same way with, let's say, Castorus, right, and Maide, and then also with Hyacin right at the end, right? Because Hyacin's kind of like the last one we see. But also, I guess Hyacin here points out Vinen's flaw, right? Because the prophecy said that Vinen, the deliverer, is the perfect hero, right? The flawless hero, right? The flawless person. But it also, because he's the one that will carry everyone's burden, right? But at the same time, because he's so flawless and will carry everyone's burden and will carry everyone's hope, the flaw that he has is that he will end up losing himself, right? He will end up kind of like losing his own ego, if that makes sense. Because he will carry everything and then be kind of like overburdened by that, right? And that's what Hyacin kind of like realizes, right? But she also realizes that, Violin isn't, let's say, he's carrying everything, right? He's an actual hero, right? And we see like more like in his determination here, right? Of Violin, even though everything that's happening, he still hasn't forgotten why he started this journey, right? And I guess the flame thing with the Flame Reaver is that Violin, like the same Violin can't continue to do this, right? And so he figured out a way of how to basically make sure that it always happens. And the way he did this is that in every, I think it's after the 40 40,000 cycle, right? No, it's after the 2 millionth cycle. Sorry, was it four? Well, after one of the million cycles, he realizes that if he himself can't continue forwards, he'll make the final of that cycle continue the journey, right? And he does this by basically making that final kill him, but by doing so, that final would also end up learning everything and retaining everything, right? So he will get all of Castellano's memories and experiences. And by doing this, it ensures that he will continue the journey because even if, let's say, they are a new Finan or a different Finan, they essentially are all Finan, right? They'll make the same decision and carry on forward, right? And carry on the mission. So yeah. So we essentially learn all about Finan, and I guess Finan, we're in this era which is kind of like a rest space for Finan, right? Before the next cycle, right? And essentially, I guess this is where we learn what Finan realized after some cycles. Because after, let's say, a few million cycles, right, Finan realized that he's not actually the deliverer, right? The deliverer has to be someone not of AMPHOREUS, someone else from the cosmos, someone that will come into AMPHOREUS, sympathize with the people, and be a part of, think of AMPHOREUS as a home, right? And that person is us, right? Because we're not of AMPHOREUS. We're the one who is the actual deliverer. What's the deliverer's job? The deliverer's job is basically to lead AMPHOREUS into basically the next state, into the new world, right? And originally, Finan thought that he was the deliverer, right? That's why he, kept the journey. But then he realized that he's not actually the deliverer. He's the one that will carry on the torch until the true deliverer comes, which we find out that we are actually the true deliverer, right? Yeah. That we're the actual true deliverer, and that so he's, now that we've come here and that we know everything, that his role is over now, right? So he's gonna leave the next cycle to us, the last cycle to us, right? Because he believes that we will be able to do what he couldn't, right? We will be able to give AMPHOREUS the next day, the next page in the story. And since Finan knows that this is, he won't be able to go on any further, he essentially, as one of the last things he does, or one of the last things he will do, is essentially kind of let go, right? So he's gonna let all the fury and rage that he's essentially garnered over all of these different cycles, right? And he's gonna basically fight back, right? He's gonna fight back against that cursed Aeon, against against Nanook. And that's where this animated short comes in. Or is it? That's when this comes in. Because I guess before this, he basically kind of like argues with Ligers, right? Because before, I guess, Finan moves on, Ligers basically kind of like taunts him, right? That regardless of what he does, Ligers will always win, right? Because even if, let's say, Finan wins 33 million different times by stalling the Aeronova, if Ligers wins at least once, he will have won the whole thing, right? And Ligers kind of like taunts him that, Finan is nothing but a prisoner, right? But, Finan then retorts that Ligers himself is also a prisoner, right, to this whole thing. That he is just another server that he can never really do anything, right? Because if Ligers could do something, right, obviously he would have done something by now, right? But obviously, since he hasn't done anything in this whole 33 million cycles, shows that Ligers can't directly influence what's happening, right? Yeah, and then this place, the fun animated shorts. And you can see the different cycles that, he ran through or went through. Sweet water, sweet release. Jesus Christ, my throat.
Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
This is a pretty cool animated shorts. Like the song's pretty nice, animation is like really nice too. And obviously you can see that the lyrics are about Finan, right? And there you have Zephyros, who's meant to be the strongest Lord Ravager. And Finan kinda gets, yeah, he kinda gets handed to him, right? I mean, it's a nice try, if anything. And he hit the nuke. He actually managed to land a hit. But, well, it was just but a flesh wound, right? It kinda instantly healed back. but that doesn't mean that isn't, let's say, to diminish his, let's say, finance power, right, that he managed to obtain, because he actually managed to land and actually damage an Aeon, which is not a thing that anyone just does.
My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't fulfill them,
Then send them on to tomorrow.
Yep. And that send them on to tomorrow is, referring to us, the Trailblazer. But yeah, it's a really nice animated shorts, right? Finance animated shorts. Also, I guess you know how Finan hit Nanook. It's not like he hit like that was like a simulation of Nanook. That was like actually Nanook. It's just that the space where he fought Zephyros and hit Nanook was the Pathstrider space. The space that I said where um you know when someone gets viewed by an Aeon in that space. That's where Finan hits him, right? Actually managed to attack Nanook. So yeah, that's kind of like what happens, and at the end of it, we kind of like start to see the true nature of AMPHOREUS, right? Where we see, oh, we're getting like admin notes, right? And we essentially find out that Iron Tomb is kind of like sort of semi-sentient, right? And talks to Ligers and wants Ligers to get rid of those are the ones who are, let's say, from the outside. So like the Hertzer, the Astral Express, Skrullum, right? They want Ligers to deal with them, and Iron Tomb will deal with all of everyone inside AMPHOREUS, right? And I guess also that I guess after Finan essentially burned himself out, he was absorbed by uh, Iron Tomb. That Iron Tomb absorbed Finan's wrath to further evolve himself, right? And that is where. Actually, no, that's not where it ends, right? Because, yeah, that's what happened to Finan. So Finan's now, I guess, out of the picture, right? Because he's fulfilled his goal and his role. And so it cuts back to us, right? To the last cycle, right? And in this is when Mem starts to remember more of their memories, right? Because at the start in 3.0, when we met Mem had no memories. Mem had forgotten a lot, right? But now, after the journey we've been through and everything, Mem has regained more of their memories. And Mem transforms into Cyrene, right? We learn that Mem is Cyrene, right? Or we believe that, we believe that Mem is Cyrene. And that's where 3.4 finishes. So 3.4 is the midpoint of AMPHOREUS. So yeah, it's a 3.4 is pretty good, I would say. I would say 3.4 is pretty good, right? Because it, I guess, further fleshes out Finan, and we essentially learn everything about Finan, right? About Finan, about AMPHOREUS, the truth about AMPHOREUS, about Iron Tomb, about Ligers, everything, right? We know so much more now, right? And it's also when, let's say, the focus shifts to Cyrene, right? So yeah, I would say 3.4 is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's 3.0, 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.4 done now. Oh. Okay. So I guess we just have 3.5, 6, and 7 to do. We're almost there, chat. We're almost there. We're nearly done with recapping the whole of AMPHOREUS. I really feel like before we did this, I maybe should have, let's say, pseudo kind of like scripted it, right? Because I was not intending to do this for like a whole week, if I'm being honest. I thought like 1 or 2 days will be done. Bruh, we started on Sunday. No way too long. I mean, I could have like really shortened it down, right? Because, for example, let's say with 3.1 with the My Day and Chibi stuff, I could have literally just shortened it down and said that, oh, 3.1 is just us learning more about My Day, of how the journey that My Day went through, about how he got his power of immortality by, his father trying to kill him over a prophecy, but in the end that prophecy still came true, with My Day killing him, and My Day, I guess, resolving his issue of him not liking the customs of his people by essentially becoming the king. And the first thing he does is end the customs, right? And that can be like a very quick sum up of My Day story, right? And the same with Tribi, where 3.1 is where Trian dies, right? Where Trian kind of sacrifices for herself for Chinon and Chibi. And we learn about that Chibi was the first one to go on the flame chase journey, right? And how that she was the first one to go on the flame chase journey, that she was supposedly helped by a guardian angel or the Titans to start the journey, right? And that her prophecy essentially was that she was split into 1,000 pieces and finally die in a foreign soil, right? Achieving this, right? And they beat the Flame Reaver. And 3.1 ends with us finding out that Anaxa is, going to die soon, and also that where Castros may end up killing us. That would have been a very much quick TLDR of 3.1. I did it in 5 minutes in comparison to doing it over one stream. So yeah, I could have just done that. We don't like that one. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, my bad. I see. What was Chibi's prophecy? Just she was split up into 1,000 pieces. So the Chibios, the original one, was split up into 1,000 pieces. So like Chibi, Trian, Chinon, to spread the message of the Flame Chase journey and start it, right? But by starting the Flame Chase journey, she will die in a foreign soil, right? She won't die at home, right? Essentially. So yeah. Oh my god. Okay, for some reason I also didn't realize that, but she never died. Chibi is dead. What do you mean? Chibi did die. She literally died in 3.3. What is 3.3? The end of 3.3. 2.7. 3.3. She got killed by the Flame Reaper. That's how. Yeah, because you can kind of see that Chibi dies in... Where is it? No, Chibi and Chinon die. Is it here? Is it 3.3? It should be in 3.3. Hold up. What the hell is that scene? It's like a small cutscene which essentially shows it. Was it not 3.3 or was it 3.4? at the start of 3.4. One sec. No, because you do have to remember that Chibi sent us away. You have to remember that Chibi sent us away here to escape from the Black Reaver, but stayed behind with Maide and Castor to fight, to hold him back. But the fact that the fact that the Flame Reaver showed up here obviously means that he killed Maide, Castor, and Chibi, and then with Chunon here, and then with Chunon who's here. Oh yeah, here it is. There's a cutscene here. Yeah, here, right. Because Chunon also says, like, we'll see you again tomorrow. And you see, like, Maide's dead here. Castor also has to be dead here, right? Cypher's dead. Danhang's holding out, but, yeah, and then you see, like, the dolls, right? Because, yeah, they're all dead. Essentially, at the end of, this. So yeah, so essentially they're all dead. They will end up dying except for Bainan, us, and Danhang in the 36 cycle. But yeah, so that's 3.4. And I think that's also going to be it for today, chat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start a bit earlier. We'll start at 5, chat, so an hour and a half earlier than today, right? Because today we started at 6:30, right? So we'll start at 5 tomorrow. Because tomorrow I do want to do 3.5 and 3.6. So I want to cover the Hysolins and Cereja section, and also the Evernight section. So that should be enough time. We should have enough time to do that tomorrow, so that on Friday we just have to do 3.7. So that's the plan, chat. That is the plan. Because I do not want to, because I really want to do the Impact Third Chapter 10. So we'll do that on Saturday. But yeah. Oh my god. We'll do that on Saturday, and then we have to do the Genshin story, because I want to do the Genshin story before. Oh my god. If this didn't take us, if the freaking thing didn't take us long, this AMPHOREUS recap didn't take me as long as it has been, it'd be more chill. But Jesus Christ. Offline. No. Fuck you. I'm pretty sure like one of the first few streams I did was the chapter 3 EX chapter 3 of part 2 for Impact Thirds. Because I'm pretty sure that was like one of the first few streams I did. And no, this would be, yes, no, because this doesn't have all of them. Because I didn't start dual streaming on YouTube until like a while after. But yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll be it for today in chat. So, oh my god, the story. Well, I guess this recapping really makes me speak a lot, but I guess that's fine. But yeah, so that'll be it for today in chat. So hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time, chat. Take care. Bye bye. Bye.